Spotify is now the best place to enjoy the Sae Bae cast, with full video episodes, auto-generated timestamps, background play for mobile listeners, and a completely ad-free experience for premium users. Spotify also pays 3 times more than YouTube, so migrating supports me greatly. Thank you all, and the links are down in the description and pinned in the comments. Go check it out. All right, welcome to the Sae Bae cast number 241 with MrNoSleep. MrNoSleep, it's been a long time coming. How are we doing this morning?
Yeah, man, doing real good. Just sipping coffee and a little bit of ice cold water. Just hanging out, man.
Hell yeah. Okay, first question, honestly, is how long did it take to recover from that 101-hour stream that you just did? I feel like it was just like a week ago or something, or maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it's coming up on a week now. It was interesting waking up from that. I think I still had like leftover adrenaline, and I just kind of wanted to get right back to it. So I think I slept about 14 hours, and then I hung out on my balcony for maybe an hour to just decompress, get some sunlight, and then I went and did a 10-hour stream that morning. But it was funny because after that stream, that's when it kind of hit me, and then I've been offline for 7 days now, just doing a little bit of armadillo off stream. So I guess I'm fully recovered now, but yeah, that day after, I don't know, man. The brain just gets a little foggy, and you just got to sleep a lot more than I guess I initially did. So yeah, I feel 100% now, but I'd say about a week for full on recovery.
Anything above even 40 hours to me is just like, that is some crazy territory. And I feel like that's a young man's game. I mean, because we're all getting older now. And the fact that you were able to one up your previous 100-hour stream, which surely was like, what, 6 years ago? I want maybe 5 years, 4 or 5 years, maybe 6.
March 4th is when it started. March 4th, 2017. So it was a long time.
Oh my
It's
God.
amazing. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, yeah, that was like literally 2 years before I even started streaming. Okay, I didn't. My times, yeah, the times are completely off on my my end. Damn. So, what made you go for the 101 hour?
Well, it was just, man, it was just timing. I think is the same what caused the first 100-hour. Back in those days, Twitch was a lot different, and it was competitive. You know, I wasn't really trying to do those long streams. I was just kind of chilling at the 50-hour mark. So I would do 30s and 40s and 50s, and I was content with that. But then, of course, I'm sure most people know the story by now, but Alfie kind of came along and topped my 50-hour with, I think it was like a no, I think I had done a 60-hour. I did KB, no, I did, it was either KBD or Brutal Black Dragons for 60 hours straight. And then he came along and did a 61. So he topped that. And then I think maybe a week later, he ended up doing a 76,
Jesus.
which is just insane. And I was on vacation at the time, and I was watching him, and I was thinking to myself, man, like if I'm gonna try to beat 76, because at this time, you know, it was like I said, it was a competition, so people were talking a lot about me versus Alfie, and it was all friendly. Like we're great friends. We've never been enemies or anything, and I've never said anything bad about the guy. I got a lot of respect for him because this is a guy who's been, you know, streaming daily for probably over a decade now, and
Yeah.
that, you know, consistency proves everything. Long streams are one thing, but if you can be consistent every day, that's a whole nother ball game. So yeah, he did 76, and then I ended up doing the 100, and it was magical, man. It was still to this day the best live stream I've ever done. We had 17,000 viewers at the end because I think
Oh
at
my
that
God.
time, yeah, I know it was a wild 10 minutes, you know, like you said, it was a young man's game, and at that time being 19 years old, that was like I did that stream less than a year of being a Twitch partner. So I had partnered in 2016, 2 months after graduating high school. And then within a year later, I was staying up 100 hours on Twitch, just trying to get my name out there as quickly as possible and trying to, you know, get a good view count on YouTube and Twitch. They kind of coincide together. What I would live stream, I would upload. And yeah, man, that 100-hour was it was actually more challenging than the 101 because I guess, you know, my body had never really gone through anything like that. other than, like I said, 50 and 60 hours. But it was such a fun stream, and it seems like Jagex was just on my side for that stream. I was getting all sorts of crazy drops and just so much luck on game. Like, it was almost like they were catering to me. You know, everyone always says streamer RNG and whatnot. That stream was just magical for so many different reasons, in real life and in game. But then, yeah, man, I accomplished it, and then I don't know. It's like it's all a blur after that because then the competition was done. No one wanted to go past 100, so I kind of just sat there with the 100-hour stream, and 8 years goes by, and a lot happened during that time, and I got back, moved back to Florida about 6 months ago, and I always said to myself during that hiatus of like 4 or 5 years not streaming. I kind of said, man, one day I want to top it. I just want to do 101. I didn't really promote it or advertise it that much. I just told people that on the 20th of last month, I'm going to go for it. And sure enough, I did it. And it was funny because I thought the same as you, like, man, I don't think I'll be able to accomplish it because I'm 10 years, or not 10 years older, but I'm 8 or 9 years older now. I'm like 100 pounds more. Like I was in my prime shape at 19, but you get older, you kind of stop caring so much. So I was like, man, there's no way I'll be able to accomplish it. But sure enough, I did, and it was actually a lot easier than I thought. It's just kind of all like one long gaming session, and then when you get desperate, every 24 hours you take a shower, and that just kind of rejuvenates you. But yeah, I mean, it was a great stream. I don't really know why I did it. I think I just always wanted to, and now I got 101 locked in. If that means anything, and I don't know. I kind of had mixed reactions. Like half the community was excited about it, enjoyed it, and then the other half is kind of like the Reddit community. They kind of thought that it was harmful and all this because I mean it is justified. Like you get older, it's harder to do certain things, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's just funny because it was very easy for me, very laid back. It was just a fun stream, and yeah, man, I
So
don't know.
wild. That is so
Yeah.
wild that it was easy for you. I mean, listen, the longest stream I've ever done was several years ago, and it was a 27.5 hour stream. And that was, I mean, I was suffering. I was pure, I mean, I did it the wrong way. This is something I actually want to ask as well. Like, what are the techniques, the proper techniques? I guess I'm asking you, the professional. I think I fucked myself over so hard because I drank like 3 monsters over the course of the first 20 hours. And I thought that would help. But I mean, I don't think anything would help, to be fair, just staying up that much for me. Like, I'm just so inexperienced with it. But Jesus, man, the last like 5 hours were just torture. It was not actually a 27.5 hour stream I was going for. So all I had to do was just endure it. No, it was actually kill 150 corp. That was the goal. So I couldn't just relax and just try to have a chill stream. No, it was like I had to constantly use my brain to like get all the specs in and everything and kill these corps as fast as possible, because really it was uncapped. I mean, the amount of time didn't matter. Just it mattered how quickly I killed all these corps. So yeah, that was horrible. I just wonder for you, was there time, are there like these little lulls where it's just like, holy fuck, I'm tired, I could end, and then all of a sudden you just pick back up? Like, how does that work?
I understand why that was struggling for you because, yeah, something like Corp is so much clicking, so much teleporting, so much prepping for the kill that if you do that for, I mean, even 18 hours straight is just brutal. And the live streams that I've failed that were 30 hours plus all involved a lot of clicking. So, for example, the first one I ever failed was Demonic Gorillas because,
Oh god.
yeah, I mean, how can you do that for 30 hours straight? At hour 15, I knew I was gonna fail, so I just gave up, and that's okay. I mean, you got to give up sometimes, but I
Yeah.
try to limit that obviously because you kind of lose credibility if you always give up on long streams. So my success rate is higher than my loss rate, but also monster. I mean, if I was you and I was doing that stream, if I knew that it would approximately take 25 to 30 hours to kill that many corp, I probably would have popped the monster at like hour 23 or 24, so that way it gives you that rush for the end, and then you can just end after that. But for what you did, all that clicking, that's gonna, yeah, long term, it just messes with your head and it makes it so much more demanding than it already is to stay up and play. That's why I pick and choose what I stream for long hours. So I don't even play on my Iron Man on stream. I do that off stream for many years now. But I said to myself, if I'm going to do 101 hours, I need the first 3 days to be chill, just so I can focus on the stream interaction, focus on the songs, focus on the communication with the stream. Content can come last, let's be honest. So I did Slayer because Slayer's variety. You get clue scrolls, you pick and choose your tasks, so I don't have to click a lot if I don't want to, and it's bearable content. It's not the greatest content, but it's better than streaming, I don't know, a woodcutting or something like that. So yeah, I chose the first 3 days to be chill, so I wouldn't get stressed out, or I wouldn't get or I wouldn't panic if I'm streaming, like, say, solo Armadillo and 500 people are watching. I'm bad at solo Armadillo, so why would I stream it? I'm not, especially on my Iron Man. So I'd rather go do a normal aviancy task. I might drop off 20% viewers, but at least I can chill for the next 2 hours. So I kind of ease with the content, so that way I don't have to focus too much. And it's at that point, I just kind of look at it as you're talking a lot, you're listening to good music, and you're interacting with the chat. It's not like anyone's asking me how my aviancy task is going. So yeah, I kind of look at it a little bit differently, and I make it more entertaining than I guess I could if I was just focusing heavy on the content. So yeah, I mean, there's tips and tricks. I mean, like I said, showering every 24 hours, never having caffeine. Back when I did the first 100-hour stream, I didn't even have nicotine. Now I'm obsessed with it. I don't think it hurts me or helps me with long streams, but I'm always vaping. I'm always hydrating. I drink a ton of water. And yeah, I mean, if you're staying up for even 24 hours, I always tell people the hardest part, and I'll even say this for the 101 and the 100-hour stream, the hardest part of those streams, believe it or not, is hour 18 to 36. Those are always the hardest hours. So, because your body's just, your body's more pissed off at you during those times because it's not wanting to stay awake. You're going to sleep soon if you're up for 18 hours. And then once you kind of double it, once you're at hour 36, I think that's when your body starts to kind of accept things like, okay, I'm not going to go to sleep. And, when you get to the longer hours, I feel like in the past, the thing that I really struggled with was the mental part of it. Like, my brain would be telling me, this is not worth it. Like, why are you doing this? You're at this view count, no one really cares what you're doing. The chat's dead. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? But you always have to remind yourself, like, this is what you do. And just because it's a bad minute or a lame hour or it's a little quiet, you can't just give up. You got to wait it out. And yeah, man, I feel like long story short, a lot of people have talents in this world. A lot of people are good at so many different things. I myself, and I'm not even trying to put myself down here. I think that one of the only things that I'm really good at is just staying up a long time and not getting bored. I've never seen a doctor about it or anything, but yeah, I'm the type of guy, I can literally stare at a wall for 4 hours and just daydream, and I can never get bored. So it's just one of my talents, man.
So was this like always do you suffer with insomnia at all?
No, I get that question a lot. No, man, I can sleep. I just slept, like I said, I haven't streamed in 7 days. I've been sleeping, I think yesterday I slept 16 hours. Yeah, I just sleep a ton. I don't struggle with sleeping. If I just down 3 cups of coffee and I can go, if I laid in bed right now and I put on the right piano music, the right melodies in the background, I can be asleep within 10 minutes. So that's another gift.
That's
I can
crazy.
Stay up and I can sleep as much as I do feel bad for people with insomnia.
Oh yeah.
That's a miserable feeling. And I thank God that I don't have it, but yeah.
That's crazy. So, yeah, I feel like back then, when you were 19 going for the first 100-hour, I mean, the fact that your name was MrNoSleep, you could not have Alfie topping you. I mean, that was like the competitiveness. I mean, if you have a guy named Alfie passing the guy named MrNoSleep and the amount of hours streamed, that would have been not a great look.
Yeah.
So it did obviously like explode your career as a streamer and a content creator. And at that time, you said you were just kind of like uploading your stream VODs up to YouTube. And then I don't know when it was, but you started the whole like loot from series, where you do something for 10 hours or loot from 1,000 of this boss or whatever. And this was all pre like loot tracker, RuneLite plugin and stuff like that. So these videos really were kind of fascinating to watch nowadays, and I also, not just for you, but I also feel bad for, what's his face? oh God, how much Slayer music.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
before Quest Helper came out, like he was the go-to. Now, to be fair, I used Rune HQ, but like now you have Quest Helper, and it's like, damn, that's like a hit to the career. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
can't
100%.
can't be doing that. I wonder, did you feel the same sort of with like all the new plugins that come out? That just it's just so much easier to show what the loot is from this because everybody has their loot tracker. But I feel like you were the OG where it was really like, oh, I want to kill 1,000 of this boss. Like, let's go to MrNoSleep's video and see what it looks like.
Absolutely. Yeah, that you're right. You know, it's funny. I haven't thought about that in so long. But yeah, when Rune Light came out and Loot Tracker came out, there was a Reddit post kind of memeing me like we don't need Mr. No Sleep anymore. And I get it like 100% because you can go on Discord and install some bot and I think you can literally type out
Oh yeah.
exclamation mark, you know, kill 1,000 corp. It'll show you just the base loot of 1,000 corp. So yeah, I initially took inspiration from a friend, Dovidas, in 2011. He was doing loot videos, and you know he just didn't care. Sometimes he would upload, you know, 10 hours of Armadillo, and it would be a 4 minute video. I mean, this guy just kind of did it his own way, his own style. And then he started making hardcore Iron Men, and he kind of stopped doing the loot videos for many years. And I'll never forget, it was 2017. I had just done the 100 hour. I went to TwitchCon, and I met all the streamers that I watched, which was like just a magical moment. Because I had only been to one at this point in my life. It was the only one I ever went to. And I was stuck, man, because I just did this long stream and I wasn't sure what to do on my channel because the last year and a half was just loot from 30 hours of this or loot from 50 hours of this. And like you said, I started that 1,000 series and it was obviously it started from a friend. I kind of looked to him for inspiration from him doing a 10-hour loot series in 2011, which I watched all of his videos. And his brother, not a lot of people know this, but his brother Furry Curry actually did the similar thing with loot videos, and I loved watching his brother as well. So I stayed really in tune to what people were doing, and I just knew that I knew that I needed to do something, and I was already kind of doing loot videos, but they were inefficient because 30 hours straight, you know, you factor in bathroom breaks, you factor in just being up for that long, being inefficient. You're really not getting a good, you know, example of what 30 hours is like because you mix in sleep deprivation and inefficiency. But if you kill 1,000 monsters, it doesn't matter how inefficient or efficient I am, it's still going to be the same outcome. And that's what I love so much about it. And I credit Bodie with this because I was talking to him at TwitchCon and I told him straight up I was in a pretty desperate place. I was like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm sitting at 45K YouTube subs. My Twitch is doing pretty good, but you know, the only thing that really pushes me over the edge is long streams. Like, what do I do? And he looked right at me. He said, man, just start a series. You have to start a new series that isn't dependent on sleep deprivation. It's something you can do on and off stream. Just look into that. Sure enough, I get back home and I started that series. I did loot from 1,000 Wallaloskis or something like that, the monster in Waterbirth Dungeon. And I just had fun with it. I made the thumbnail like this big walrus smoking a blunt. Like, it was just my personality. I was young and dumb, and it got 100K views. I was like, man, okay, I'm on to something. So fast forward the next 5 years, that's all I did. I just did loot from 1,000 of, I think, over 200 monsters. Sometimes I would mix in 10,000, 5,000. It just depended on the monster. Like, for example, I would kill 1,000 corp, but, you know, why would I go kill 1,000 brine rats? I might as well kill 5,000, you know, show people more loot. So that's kind of what started that. And then I went from kind of being known as the sleep depriving guy to the loot guy. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I mean, that's still a good series. Obviously, views have shifted over time. Like you said, Rune Light came out, and a bunch of other creators came out as well, and the creativity went up, the expectations, the standards went up as they should. And I still just kind of chill with it, man. I just do loot videos. Sometimes it's a 10 hour, sometimes it's a loot from 1,000. But yeah, you just got to find what you're good at. And I'm decent at PvP. I'm decent at a lot of things, but I feel like my strongest point of this game is just killing monsters and just kind of adding to my boss log, my collection log. And yeah, it's just a very chill way to do content. And it seems to have worked out so far. So.
Yeah, no, I'm actually I have your channel pulled up right here, and I'm just looking at the OG videos and the Walasakis, like you said, yeah,
Yeah.
and Yeah, so I mean, it feels like you eventually, as a content creator, hit this kind of recipe or the formula. Whenever I say that term, I always think of like Solo Mission. Solo Mission was obviously like his story is just like crazy because he starts out as a content creator, and I swear within like a year he just blows up, you know, and he just finds that perfect recipe where he's super engaging. The videos he makes are not super well edited by any standard. I mean, it's just like he's just hype. He does the simple edits, and he's making a video on something that he knows people will like. I mean, he takes those analytics seriously, and he like looks at what videos might do well, and he just does a certain like formula with all his videos, it seems like, and they just bang every time. Same with Bodhi. I mean, Bodhi is a little bit different because he's just been a content creator for so long, but yeah, it feels like he just hit this certain formula, and you know it's going to be the recipe to success, and you just keep repeating it. So it feels like that's what you did. And then the risky part of content creation, and I don't know if you know who UIM Loki is, but he has like a series, like his UIM series, and his series just did so well, and he had so much success with it, and then he tried to like pivot into a different kind of series, and it just wasn't doing well, and just kind of like, oh, okay, how many episodes or how many videos do I need to make on this series before I just like, okay, throw in the towel and be like, okay, this is not doing well, or do you kind of stick with it? And so I feel like as a content creator, taking different leaps of something that you want to do is so risky when you're already pretty established. So for you, I mean, what is it like now? I mean, do you feel like this series is just going to go on forever and ever and ever because it is just, you know what to do, it's super fucking standardized, or do you ever feel like you're going to make a huge pivot where it's like, this is now over and I'm going to try to do something else?
Oh man, great question. Hmm. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I'll give you an example. Like I did 1,000 barrows chests in 2017. It got like 400,000 views, successful video. And then I did the same exact video about a year and a half ago. Loot from 1,000 barrows chest did close to 200,000 views. So it's hard to say no to wanting to do another 1,000 barrows chest video in 2025 because I know it's going to get a lot of views. I know it's going to take about a week of my time, and I know that, yeah, pretty lame live stream content, but like it can make for a great YouTube video. You get elite clues, etc., etc. And then you have things like Alchemical Hydra. You have things that, I don't have a pet in yet. And, you do loot from 1,008 years ago, and then you want to do it again. So for me, those videos always hit because it's a clean number, it's a clean boss. You're gonna get a lot from it, whether it's loot or rares or pets or clue scrolls. You entice people with different reasons to watch that video. Maybe they're also killing Zora or killing Alchemical Hydra, whatever it is that you're focusing on. But for me, I think I lowered the standards with my channel, and I know I did. Like I'm not gonna lie, you can't go from like, why would you go from loot from 1,000 Vorkath to loot from 10 hours of Vorkath? Well, the lazy answer is because 10 hours of Vorkath is going to take me a day, and 1,000 is going to take me 10 days. So obviously, if I'm trying to save time and if I'm trying to upload more and I focus on quantity more than quality, I can get away with that stuff. And I've done so many 10-hour videos because I kind of stemmed that series off of the 1,000. But I recognize that if you look at my work, 2017, 2018, those were the big years, 2019, of putting a lot of time into a video. Like I put 2 weeks of my life into one video. That's a lot of time when you're talking 10, 12 hours a day. And then I think times changed. I think my real life kind of started to change to where I just kind of needed more videos out rather than a lot of time into one. So it just came down to money, and then you kind of start, uploading stuff that traditionally you wouldn't. Like I think I did 10 hours, or no, I think I did loot from 1,000 bronze keys in Shades of Morton. I put a massive sponsor on the video. This was back in 2020. I knew the video was bad. I knew no one was going to want to watch it, and I still uploaded it. So, I mean, that's not good. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Throughout the years, you kind of lower, at least in my experience, you have points in your life where you kind of just lower your standards a little bit. And I've learned from those mistakes, and although the videos I upload nowadays are still kind of 10 hours, they're still kind of decent, but not something I'm super proud of. I at least recognize that I know what works for my channel and I know what doesn't. It's kind of up to me to do what works and to stop being so lazy. And instead of doing, 5 mediocre videos, I do one really good video. And that's what, if you look at these top guys, Torvesta, Frame, Solo Mission, they're not uploading, every other day. They're uploading maybe a couple times a month, once, twice, 3 times a month, because they spend a lot of time on these videos to make them good. And for a long time, I didn't really value that. I just said, well, I want to have bronze keys up on YouTube because I just want to have it there. And maybe 10 years from now, someone's going to see that video because they're looking at bronze keys in game. So I kind of justified things differently in my head to justify these uploads. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see myself ever changing content, like becoming a hardcore, or I don't even do seasonal things. I don't do dead man mode. I don't do leagues. I did it one time, and it's just not for me. So I think the loot series has the potential to live on forever. I think a friend back when he started this whole thing in 2011, and the guys that came before him, they could have kept doing it forever. But like you said with Loki, because sometimes people pivot, and to a friend's defense, when he pivoted to hardcore, that was probably bigger than his loot series for the first couple of years. So pivoting works. I know that there's that guy who what's his name? He worked for Jagex. He helped bring old school. Oh yeah, Moat Plox. I don't think he
Oh
worked for
yeah,
Jagex,
yeah, I remember
but
Roblox.
yeah, he pivoted to a brand new channel. Started at no subs. Uploaded a 21-minute video on space, and it got 15 million views. So I know. Yeah, I
What?
mean that's
Wait,
what I'm
what?
saying. Like, yeah,
That's
I'll link
real?
it to
Oh
you
my
later.
god.
Yeah, this guy. And then I think his second video was about paranormal stuff. It did over 5 million views, and then
Jesus
he
Christ.
never got it. He never had another big hit again. I think he took a couple of years off. He kind of pulled a MrNoSleep. He took a couple of years off, and then he came back, and I don't think he really uploads on that channel anymore. But the
Wow.
point is, yeah, I've seen people pivot. I think for me, I'm so loyal to RuneScape. It's the only game I've ever played. I don't think I have the time to pivot, but to be fair, man, I'm so lazy in real life. If I just dedicated like 4 hours a day to maybe making a new channel, there's two specific things that I think I would thrive at. And one of them would be, it probably sounds pretty lame, but wrestling. Like you have WWE wrestling, that stuff's been around forever, and I'm like an expert in it. I don't actually watch it still to this day, but I know the potential of making a wrestling channel from scratch, and I've known 2 people that did it, and now they make pretty good money every month for minimal effort, and they just talk about wrestling. So I think I could do that well. I also wanted to dive into conspiracies, alien, extraterrestrial stuff, so I think that would be a lot of fun. So I'm willing to pivot to a different channel in my spare time, maybe a hobby. But as it goes for content, I think I'm always going to do the loot videos, and I think they'll work. Especially with updates and whatnot.
Yep.
If you take advantage of that, like Varlamore came out, it gave me 12 great videos. So that's just one example. I've been slacking with Yama, but so Jagex helps that as well. And you could just get a little creative. Instead of doing 10 hours a corp or 1,000 corp, do duo corp, or maybe I'll make 2 alts and I'll max them, and I'll go trio corp by myself. So you can always get a little bit creative with loot videos too, and you put your little personality, your little touch on it, and you can make it entertaining. So yeah,
Yeah.
long answer, but yeah.
No, I love it. And I've actually taken inspiration from your channel as well, where, I mean, really what people are coming for at this point, if it is just a, bronze key video or something that's not as hype or not new content, they're just coming for the personality now. If they know it's a MrNoSleep, they know what to expect. It's like going to McDonald's, you just like, exactly what you're about to get, and it's great.
Yeah,
And
perfect. Yeah.
I also wanted to ask, how long have you had that Ironside PC
Oh
sponsorship? I
my
swear
God.
that's like been ongoing for like years and years and years. Is that just
Oh
like,
my
do
gosh,
you guys just
bro.
like have a tight relationship? Like what's up with that?
Bro, I tell you, if there's any content creator watching this, get with Ironside. I tell you what happens with everyone. They go to Ironside, they'll stay there a year because they need a new computer. So they're like, yeah, I'll put your intro in my videos. I'll put a link in my description. I'll put a link in my banner. It's minimal effort, and you get a computer. Now, I've known over, I think, 15 people that have taken an Ironside sponsorship in the last 10 years. And, they've all done the same thing. They take the computer, they enjoy it. It lasts 5, 10 years if you do it right. You're only playing RuneScape most of the time. So, and then they're out. So what I did was I took the sponsorship. They gave me a free computer in 2017, and then I promoted them on YouTube and Twitch. But our contract was based on YouTube. I just extended it to Twitch, which in other words means I got them a lot more exposure for the same price, and the price was a computer. So 2017 they gave me a computer. 2018 they gave me a computer. I gave the last computer to a mod of mine, good friend of mine. He still uses it to this day. This Nemesis was a $1,500 build. So they give me a new computer in 2018, but they add a stipulation. They say, listen, you're pretty energetic about, our product, and you seem to like it a lot, and the passion's there. Do you want to stay on for a little while longer? We'll give you another computer, and this time we'll add in 5% commission. So anytime someone uses your code, you get 5% commission of the sale. Well, I said originally, I was like, yeah, that sounds good. Well, bro, fast forward like 7 years now. Ironside, just that 5% commission. I don't know how much I should say here, but like that has been a blessing. And not only that, but every year since these computers last so long, they say, all right, no sleep. Do you want a new computer or do you want just cash deal? Like we'll send you PayPal and then you continue to get the 5% every month. And I said, yeah, I'll take cash. So like not only is it once a year do you get a big, large sum payout, but you also consistently every month you're selling computers. Like last month, it's funny, I haven't sold any in 9 days, but the 9 days before that, like that month before 9 days ago, I think I sold like, that was 8 computers.
Jesus.
And yeah, bro, and some of these computers are 1,500, some of them go up to 9,500. It just depends on the budget. And honestly, I shouldn't say this part, but what ends up happening, man, like to my benefit, not Ironside's, someone will use my code and they'll see the traffic. Ironside will see, okay, this person clicked it from a YouTube video, so we know that it's from his videos. We know that it's from his content. Well, that same person will purchase a computer, put in, let's say the code's no sleep, and then they'll go on some coupon website and they'll put in, okay, guys, if you're trying to buy an Ironside computer, use code no sleep. It'll save you on shipping. That's not my current code, but just use that code. So then you have people outside of RuneScape coming in on IronsideComputer.com and they're using my code, not knowing that who I even am. They're just saving money. So what ended up happening, I think like 3 times during the course of the last 8 years, because I've dealt with so many different Ironside employees. They always hire these marketing people and then kind of a temp job. Now I just deal with the 3 or 4 brothers directly. But these people would come to me. They'd say, no sleep. Someone put your code on Retail Me Not, and you ended up selling 60 computers in a span of a month.
Oh my God.
And I kid you not, like this happened 3 times, and the paycheck I got that month, it was massive. And like and it's just so happened to be at the times of my life where I really needed the money. Like I was just being super reckless, and they pulled through. So I always tell them, and like to be fair, they fixed it, like they nerfed it. That can't happen now. And sometimes it does, and they'll tell me, yo, you sold 4 computers. We're not going to pay you out though, because we know that these people didn't come from Twitch or YouTube. So they're on to it now. But like for a few years, they were pretty relaxed about it. And oh yeah, man, because of them, I have been able to do this. It's really 2 people, and you can go to my Twitch and like you see my top 2 donators, my top 2 big supporters of all time outside of the RuneScape community has been Ironside Computers, and of course you probably know them. I think you're a part of them as well as Crusade Talent. They've helped me out tremendously. So yeah, those 2 companies, I'm very, very tight with the CEOs of both of them, because I always try to keep my business relationships as good as possible, because loyalty, it really does pay off in the end. And yeah, bro, Ironside, like I recommend any content creator to not only just get with them for the free PC and exposure, but also just stick with them for that 5% commission, because it will add up over time. And you'd be surprised, man. Like it's very, like I don't even pull that many views these days, but like everyone always needs a new computer, So yeah, I push that code heavy, and it's paid off a lot since then.
It's just crazy thinking, I mean, because there's always certain creators where you kind of attach a certain sponsorship to them, and you've always been the Ironside. And to be fair, sponsorships these days, you don't really see many PC sponsorships. It's more like VPNs or HelloFresh, kind of things like that. So honestly, if you're just kind of like a newbie PC, like I don't know anything about computers. So if I ever get a new PC, it's just going to be a pre-built from somewhere. Like Ironside is like one of the only computer like sponsorship things I'd even think to get. And because I'm a content creator, I also like helping out the boys, as well. So it's like if I ever needed a new PC, like I can't even think of another PC like company that I would go to. I mean, to be fair, I mean, maybe I would just go on like Amazon and just find a pre-built, but like, yeah, I don't know. I think just the amount of marketing that's gone into that. I mean, your name is just attached to it now. So I think and if people had a good experience with Ironside, then they're just going to keep going back every few years whenever they need a new PC and just use your code again, because if it was a good experience. So that's great. I feel like the commissions, I feel like you're definitely in a much better position because your channel is so much larger than like a new person. Because I remember, I mean, this is years and years ago, and this was not YouTube, this is Twitch, but they had this sponsorship kind of company called Artesian. This is like the company that just went down over like some controversy that I think Moist Critical covered on one of his YouTube videos. Just something like really shady happened or something like that. And they were pure commission. Like they didn't even give any sort of like extra benefit. So I have a really sour taste in my mouth for commission-based like marketing strategies like that, because they reached out to me on Twitter and they're like, hey, like if you just put our logo on, like whenever you sell a computer, we'll give you this or whatever. And yeah, it was just horrible because like, I don't know, it just felt like there were so many different problems with it. Like, oh, you couldn't actually get your money unless you made this many in this month, and then like it wouldn't roll over. Some weird shady shit. So now at this point, like whenever it comes to sponsorships, I'm like, I don't even want anything to do with the sales part of it. Like, don't even give me any commission based on the sales. Just give me a flat rate of like, how much you think I'm worth, and we'll go from there. Because I don't know, I just don't like having to be a salesperson. It's a little bit different on Twitch than YouTube. I don't know if you've ever taken. I guess technically Ironside is something that you would do over on Twitch as well. But as soon as I have to be a salesman for some company, it's like, nope. I just want to stream. I just want to play my video game.
Yeah, no, I respect that. Yeah, I like the upfront payment too. Commission with Ironside is the only deal I've ever taken commission on, and with something like Creator Crafted, I'm sure you know this. They always offer, you can either take a payment or you can take commission, and yeah, I'm very comfortable with just a payment. That's my preference too. So I'm with you. Yeah, you don't want to be a salesman. That's just the turn off.
Horrible.
Absolutely.
There was this other sponsorship. I think it was, it was some energy drink company. It was one of those ones where like the lid has the syrup stuff in it, and so you just pour water into the bottle and you just suck from the lid, and so you don't have to like actually pour any powder into the liquid. It just all comes from the like sucky part. And
okay.
It was an interest. It was like, I think the actual brand of it's like Circuit or something, or Circle or something like that, some brand. But then there's a bunch of offshoots of it, and holy crap, the amount of micromanagement they did to me. It was like every single stream they'd like reach out to me on Discord and be like, hey, can you send us like the clips that you talked about our product? Like, we want to make sure that you're like shouting us out properly. I'm like,
oh
holy
my God,
dude,
spare
like,
me.
Stop.
Bro, I will not. Like, I'm so against all that. Yeah, like I got my talent, I shouldn't say this, but yeah, I got my talent agency like coming at me all the time saying like, yo, we need you to send these clips that where you're talking about, like I just did a Holzkern ad, which is watches and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I don't know what VODs I talked about Holzkern in. It's a command. Every 8 minutes it pops up in my chat. Like, shouldn't that be enough, But
yeah,
sure enough.
It's ridiculous. And yeah, and then there was like an actual like if I wanted to continue that sponsorship, because they were paying a flat amount. I mean, this is back, I don't even know, 4 years ago. And for me, I mean, they were paying, I mean, I'll just be fully transparent about it. The first month I took them, they were just going to pay me $400 a month flat. And then any sales I made, I'd make 10% of it. But in order to extend the next month, I had to get at least 10 sales. of this like energy drink bundle. And so I got the first month, and then the second month, what I asked them was like, hey, I want to make $700. Like, would you be able to pay me $700? And then as long as I make the sales as well, then we'll continue from there. And they actually agreed to it. So, but that second month, I was already just so over their management that I was just like, I think I made like 2 fucking sales, and they were expecting like 15 or 20 at that point. And I got like 2, and then we just canceled. I'm like, honestly, just give me my $700. And I hate this. Like, it actually was stressing me out so hard. I hated it. And I'm also like kind of a people pleaser a little bit, where like I want to have good relationships with these people. And so I'm really going above and beyond. And I was like, I hate this. Like, I hate having to like do everything you're telling me. This is just not fun anymore. So
yeah, I'm with you. I had a Fission sponsorship.
That was it. That was Fission.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was what I was talking about. The little energy drink with the little.
That's right. Yeah. It's bad, man. They gave me that in 2020, and
yeah, that was exactly the same time.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, my ex at the time and we got it delivered to the house, and we tried all of it, and like, man, we hated it. And what ended up happening. It was like, this is like, I think this is the only time I've ever been this bad to a sponsor, but it was a Twitch sponsor, same thing. I think it was like $600 and then whatever commission. And that month, it was a month deal. So it was like the 15th of the month. I had done one live stream, and they messaged me. They're like, yo, like, you've only done one stream in a month or half a month. We're just going to cut you off. Like, keep our product, and like, that's it. You're not getting a dime. And I was like, all right, like, that's fine. Like, this is so shitty that I'll just take the loss. So I'm with you, man. We're not, we're not a part
literally
of
Fission. I couldn't remember the company name. Yeah. So unforgettable, or so forgettable, I should say. Yeah, no,
absolutely.
They're the only good flavor, and I'm just contrasting it with the other really garbage flavors, was the blue one. I mean, the blue one at least was decent, and I did get that bundle package. And to be fair, they did write a sweet note on the package saying, "Hey, we're so glad to have you on board our team." And
wow, just like, I didn't get a note.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, I got a little note. It was well written, and then. Just the harassment, though, on Discord every fucking stream. Hey, send us your clips of where you're shouting us out, trying to get people to buy. I'm like, dude,
they got too much time on their hands.
Oh, yeah, way too much. If I were to, because I feel like with YouTube sponsorships, you do have to hit a certain threshold. I technically am a part of Crusader Talent, but I don't get sponsorships through them because they focus exclusively on YouTube. And what they're looking for is really consistent viewership. And this is actually going to be, I'm kind of going to sort of branch off of this and ask you a few questions about just your viewership in general, because they're looking for, really high viewership, looking for about 50,000 plus subs on your channel already. And the way I do my channel is like, I'm just uploading whatever the hell I want. I'll upload a random video where I'm killing Zora for an hour in silence with some music in the background, or I'll upload a podcast with a guest that nobody knows about, or then I'll just have like a really big guest, and so it's just like my views are just all over the place, and it doesn't really help with channel growth. And no sponsorships, if they're big enough, are going to be looking at the nuances of a channel like that, where they're like, okay, like you're going to upload this video, it's probably going to do pretty well, but we're actually just looking at the last 10 videos that you did. Everybody just wants it to be more automated, and that's what Crusader Talent goes for. So technically I'm in the Discord and stuff, and Mason and I are, like, we have a good relationship. So if I ever did get to that point in the YouTube scene, I would be able to get some sponsorships. But like that, so the reason I kind of mention all that is I want to ask you, because it feels like that quality diminishment that you acknowledged, a lot of creators kind of hit that point where it's like, just no matter what I'm going to upload, it's going to pull viewers. This is great. I just have a big subscriber base, but it feels like, I'm going to bring up Solo Mission again. Whenever he's going to upload some sort of commentary video or something that's irrelevant to his main channel, same with Settled. They both have like their separate channels where they'll just upload things that aren't going to do as well. That's where they send it, because they want to keep that like really clean algorithm on their main channels and not try to like taint it, you know what I mean? So like they want to keep that quality super up there. And I wonder, because you've mentioned you would be down to make other YouTube channels, but probably not RuneScape related, more like wrestling or whatever. And I just wonder, like, have you ever considered, because your main channel is so big now, to really try to just produce the best quality videos, or have you just not really cared as much?
Wow, what a great question. Yeah, I see those guys do that. Framed as well. They all have these
Hmm.
backup channels. And shoot, man, they pull, 80 to 100. I don't know. I feel like some of those videos they could have probably put on their main channel, but I would
Yeah.
never question these guys. Like they're much wiser than I am. So I respect it a lot. But for me, yeah, like, so for a long time, and this is just being honest here, I was dependent on just sponsorships. So I was getting, long before Crusade Talent, I was getting 4 to 5 sponsors a month on my own, and I was networking very hard for that. I was contacting all sorts of different countries and people, and I was doing really well. And so, like I kind of go back to before, like I can't go do 1,000 Sire and then 1,000 Cerberus and 1,000 Alchemical Hydra. You factor in getting the Slayer points as well and having to get the tasks assigned. I can't do all that in a month. I mean, okay, maybe I could, but I'd be playing nonstop. So, for me, it was kind of mandatory that I do these 10-hour videos because, I don't know. Things shifted for me. Like, I had years where, like, I'm still so proud of it to this day. Like, and I'm not even bragging because, like, this is not how it is these days. But in 2017, I remember, bro, I took my very first sponsor, and it was, and I'm gonna say the amount because I don't care, bro. I want people to know this. I was doing Loot from 1,000 series, and I did Loot from 1,000 barrows. I think my last 3 videos all did 3 to 400K. So I get a message from this woman who works at Raid Shadow Legends. I had a relationship with her, like business relationship, a very good communication with her for 5 years straight. And then my views just went so down that she doesn't message people like me anymore.
Oh,
She talks
fuck.
to the big guys. So, but at the time, I was one of the biggest old school RuneScape YouTubers. I was definitely top 5, and it only lasted a year, but sure enough, that was a good year. So Raid comes to me. This is my first ever sponsor. I've never been emailed by anyone at this point. They emailed me. They say, "Hey, like we would love a slot on your next video." And my last 3 did over 300K a piece. So I had a really good resume at the time. And keep in mind, like at this time, I'm making, even with those views, 2018, 19, I was probably making like 3 grand a month on YouTube. And you take out taxes and everything else, you're left with like, it's like 2,200, 2,400. So, you know, it's decent for what I was like living in a very small apartment with my dad at the time and like just chilling in there. But anyway, long story short, she reaches out and she's like, "Hey, we'd love to put a 2 minute rate ad in your next video. What's your rate?" And I said, "My rate?" I said, "I don't know. Can you just leave me an offer? Like, I'm not really sure what I value myself at." She messages back $4,000 for one video.
Holy
So
fuck.
I'm sitting there and my mind is blown because at this point, like I've seen, $3,000 months and like with Twitch and whatnot, I've seen some pretty big months occasionally, but that's just a mind-boggling amount of money. So of course I'm like, oh heck yeah, yeah, let's do it. And so I signed on for that. And from that point forward, for the next, oh man, if that was 2019, up until probably 6 months ago. Yeah, I mean, that's the truth. Like, I haven't been sponsored by Raid for a long time, but them, as well as a couple other companies, probably 4 other companies that were paying similar amounts, but a little bit smaller. That was my life. That was my income. And they needed to have videos at that time, because it started slow, it was 1 ad a month. So you do a Raid Shadow Legends ad, you put it in 1,000 barrows, it did 400K views, we're all walking away happy. But as those years went by, I kind of ran out of ideas. So I was doing, all right, well, instead of 1,000, we'll do 30 hours, right? And the views kind of went from, 500K to 300K to 250 to 100. And slowly you can see it over the course of these years where those views went down a lot. And nowadays, I would, bro. I would never get 4,000. Like I know people that get I probably 500,000 views a video. They're not even getting 4,000. I mean, I think, and by the way, Raid, why I name dropped them specifically, they had a stupid amount of money.
Oh yeah.
And out of all company, yeah, you know, I think the whole world knows this. They spent more money than like every major company combined. I promise you. I looked into their analytics. I had a very good relationship with this lady, and I asked her some crazy questions, and she was very truthful. So, yeah, man, like it is insane. And but that was my life. I would have to I would do these videos, and yeah, man, it would just be, I mean, and admittedly, like, I want to say this, like, I was lazy because when you start to get that kind of money and you're living like what my lifestyle at the time was like 1,000 a month, bro. Like, it cost nothing. So I just, I was very fortunate, and I don't know, I got lazy. Like, I started getting these checks, and I was like, man, like, I can do 2 videos a month and be okay. And that was what I justified in my head for many years. So, I don't know, I guess, and then I started like just being a little reckless in real life, just moving around states and just spending all sorts of money, just having fun. And I wasn't really thinking much about, the channel or Twitch. I think I went, AWOL from Twitch like for 2 years and then for 4 years. So I would do these long streams, right? And I'd be known for it. But, you could ask everyone on Twitch like about my consistency. Everybody knows that like I've never been consistent before because, yeah, those years, man, I was just, I'm not gonna lie, I was banking on YouTube. It was my passion, and I was getting paid really well, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, but nowadays it's not like that. I mean, things have shifted rightfully so, because the quality has gone downhill. But I'm a big believer in comeback stories, and like I look at my channel now. And yeah, it seems like I'm stuck at like 40K views a video, 30K views a video, sometimes even less. But I do also know, hey, you just did Royal Titans last month. You pulled 150. Like, you can still get numbers. You just have to put in the work. You got to stop being lazy and taking the easy way out. Like, instead of 10 hours of barrels, do 1,000. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? You got nothing but time anyway. So that's kind of what I keep telling myself. But no, to answer your initial question, I don't think I'd ever branch out into another RuneScape channel. I just have to be disciplined enough to stream enough to where I can only upload a few times a month and make sure that those are good quality videos. So yeah, it's just kind of up to me at this point.
I actually wanted to ask about streaming because it feels like, and in fact, right before this call, you had mentioned that you had listened to Be a Skilled Girl cast just last month, and her and I were talking about, some of the stresses that come along with streaming. Like, it's all fun. It's seriously just all fun and games when you first start. And then there ends up being just more and more stress that kind of comes up subconsciously. It just feels like as soon as like a paycheck is attached to how you're perceived on stream, that can have some negative effects. And then there's just a lot. And then it's also, it is just time sat at your PC with a camera in your face and just streaming. And when you compare that to being able to just upload a video, it's just like, I'd rather just upload the video, and just kind of have my own time to do whatever, even if it still is playing RuneScape in my free time. But I wonder for you with all your hiatuses, I mean, what was that? Were you just not enjoying streaming, or was it just something where you would have just rather done something else and YouTube was carrying? I mean, what were the reasons why you stopped for so long?
So, man, well, the only thing I can really say for anyone who wants to become a streamer or is currently a streamer, the best advice I could ever give someone, and I wish I could have given myself in 2016, is don't mix business with pleasure, And there's so many, like you said before, struggles with streaming just in general, but with me, man, oh my gosh, for me, bro, so no one ever teaches you how to stream. And bro, I didn't even know what streaming was. My friend, I was running a YouTube channel, and 3 months in, like I said, I was doing these 30-hour videos before streaming. On the weekend, I was in high school. I was doing 30 hours Saturday to Sunday and making a video of it. I think my first 5 videos that did pretty well were just me staying up 30 hours. And it was before Twitch was even in my life. a friend of mine from high school comes to me and says, listen, your YouTube channel's doing great. I watch Twitch every day. I got this new PC coming. I got my old PC. You should take it. Try streaming out. So he gave me a free PC. I tried streaming out, had no idea what it was. And within my first 2 streams, I had 10 viewers. And one of those viewers I just happened to fall in love with. You know what I'm saying? And like we were together for a year, and she was heavily involved in my streams at the time. And with every relationship, right, you're gonna have rocky days, and for me, like kind of having her in there all the time, it made it different. It wasn't like, I don't know how to explain this in a way that it makes sense, but I don't know, just imagine your significant other at your job all the time, just kind of there, right? She's not really working alongside you, she's just kind of there. And for me, it was kind of like, I don't know, I looked at streaming at that time, like I was more focused on her because it was like the first time I fell in love, and like this, me and her were just super close on all sorts of levels. And I was almost streaming for her, not really for me, right? Like it wasn't really because I enjoyed streaming. It was because I needed the money at the time. Like that's my YouTube was always making me like 1,000 a month. Didn't really pick up for years later. So Twitch was my main income for when I did stream those months out of the year. But then things just get complicated. You know, like I mean, I think we ended up breaking up like a year later, and she was so involved in all my streams from literally day one. Like, what are the odds that your first 10 viewers you end up, you know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah.
was just astronomical. So I'm like, God dang. So I didn't want to stream because like she was a part of everything. She was a part of the journey. She helped me so much in the beginning, and like we kind of were in it together. Like she was my mod all the time, even during these long streams. I remember she used to stay up like days on end with me. Like she was a real one. And yeah, it ended real bad, and then I just felt lost. I was like, man, I started streaming and I kind of did it for all the wrong reasons. I didn't really even care. Like that, even the first 100-hour stream, as much as the community was behind me, like me and her were going through our first breakup at the time. That's all that was on my mind. Like I was
Oh,
just thinking, man, like,
fuck.
okay, if I pull this stream off, like I got this on my resume, like she'll get back with me. Sure enough, she did. And then 2 months later was our final breakup, and that was it. But bro, like I was so like, I'm just the type of guy, like admittedly and not proudly to say this, but I like wear my heart on my sleeve, and like I really didn't want to lose her. So like that took me like, man, 2 years to get over. And like I'm not proud of that. I look back now and I think, man, you wasted a lot of critical time. You could have become so much more successful. But at that time in life, dealing with that and other things, you know, family related, like there was just a lot of bad stuff going on. And I was in a negative place. So instead of streaming, which was always positive, I mean, the community loves me. They are so good to me. Like I owe them everything. Um, I I didn't want to distract myself. I didn't want to help distract other people, you know, get them through their day, like with a stream. Because that's kind of what it is, man. I always kind of see it as like, man, someone might be having a hard day today. And like, if they have me in the background for 8 hours, I can kind of help them through that. Like, you can look at streaming as so many different avenues, and same with, you know, making income from it and all that. But for like 2 years, I just didn't stream from because I kind of lost her. I lost my motivation, and like I'm not proud of that, but that's what spawned YouTube. Like you said, YouTube is comfort. YouTube you can do alone in your room or on a Discord call with friends. You don't have to be on point. You know, when I stream, I'm on point. It's not about me, it's about the viewers. I try to be entertaining. I try to do stuff and make it all about them. And then that's the thing. I allow anyone to watch me. Like I allow crazy conversations to be had because it's just there's no rules in my stream. So it is an outlet to the real world in a sense, but at that time I feel like all I wanted to do was suffer. I just sat on my balcony for, man, like, oh god, like 12 hours a day every day, just chain smoking blunts. And like, I mean, I still do that to this day, but at least I work on the side. But here I was just smoking and sleeping every day. And you know, like a couple years went by and YouTube kind of picked up, and I think I returned to Twitch. I don't even know, man. At some point in 2019, and people always embraced me. Like that's the thing. Like I always left, and I'd come back for a couple streams, Not even for the money. I don't know why I would come back. You don't, as you know, like you don't make money live streaming if you just go live a couple days, right? Like
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to be consistent. So I'd make a couple $100, and I don't know, man. I just preferred being in silence, being alone, and just being in my own head. And that was an obsession of mine. Like I said, stare at the wall for 4 hours and just not get bored. Like I'm always thinking, I'm always thinking. So it's not that healthy, right? But like at the time, that's kind of what it was going through my head. And I was very selfish. And like I want to tell you something very personal here because I haven't heard anyone talk about it on your podcasts, but one thing that kept happening because I allow, like I said, anyone to watch me. And throughout those years of kind of being somewhat consistent, I had people message me, email me, tell me like they are at their lowest point in life, like borderline suicidal. And like my streams are the only thing that help them through the day. And like in a way, I turned my back on all those people for those years. And like I still fault myself to this day. Like you're genuinely helping someone get through their shitty day, whether it's at work or at home. Some people just have a bad day. Of course, there's going to be people in your stream enjoying it. They're positive, they're vibing, but you're always going to have someone that's just going through something. And the worst thing I could have ever done is just walk away from those people, walk away from the community. So, one of the goals that I really set myself for this year, and I'm not really doing a good job so far, but it's to be consistent on Twitch. Yeah, it's a good job and it's good income and all that, but like I don't know. I feel like this is my way of like when you're there in front of the camera, being there for people. You're helping your fellow man, your fellow woman, like you're helping the world out. So I don't know. I look back to those years of just being selfish, and the same thing happened from like 2020 to 2024. Like I didn't stream at all during that time either. So I have so much time to make up for, and I often look at my view count, my follower count, and it's like, man, like I do not deserve this. Like so many other people would kill for this opportunity, and I don't want to say I've squandered it completely, or but I've definitely lost sight so many times of what truly matters, and that's the community. And you have to put yourself aside sometimes. And people always used to tell me, they're like, Steven, like, just because you're having a bad day or a bad week or you think you have a bad life, like I still go to work every day. I still clock in 40, 50, 60 hours a day. Like you don't see me complaining, and I deal with customers all day. I used to get told this by so many people still to this day. And I always acknowledge that and I respect that. It's like I guess at that time I wasn't mentally strong enough, because with this job, it's like I said, you focus on the people. You want to be entertaining, you want to be positive. You don't want to be sitting there depressed and upset. And like I say, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and like I can't stream if it's not genuine, if it's just if I'm just in a lost mindset. So yeah, admittedly, selfishly, like the only times I do go live is when my life's kind of like going the course, like things are working out. Like selfishly, so I only put myself out there on Twitch when things are solid. And admittedly, the last two streams I had before the 101 hour, I don't know if you knew this, but got blackout drunk on both of them, and I broke two monitors in a row, bro. It cost me $600. So that's why I tend to deal with my struggles off stream, and I'll upload videos, right? I don't want to bring that BS on the Twitch. I just want to be a light for people. I don't want to drag people down, because I will, bro. I'm not going to be upbeat if I'm not upbeat. I'm not an actor. I'm a human being, and but I do look at that as being very selfish, and I acknowledge that. I really do, because I think I should have tried harder. I should have gotten help, maybe gotten therapy, maybe whatever. But I just kind of sat there and dealt with life, and I dealt with it with smoking and drinking and sleeping, ironically. But I mean, I still have my personality, I still have my sense of humor about things, but I do think that this Twitch journey for me, bro, it's just like you said in the beginning, it is a roller coaster. But yeah, man, if I can just focus on the right things, I can see success immensely. I mean, immensely, because I feel like I'm actually a good streamer, but you gotta want it, man. You gotta be hungry. And I feel like younger me, I was for the wrong reasons, but older, wiser me now, I'm kind of acknowledging a lot of the past. And yeah, I think I know the shift from here, and I think everything's just gonna go up. I really do. So I'm optimistic, but yeah, it's been a journey, bro, as it has for every streamer out there.
Yeah, no, that you said that perfectly. I mean, I can relate on so many levels. Just the feeling of like wanting to be 100% in order to be in front of a camera live, you know, because in a
Absolutely.
way it's like, it's incredibly selfish, but you just don't want to put out bad vibes or negative vibes, or like you're in your head and you can't even like really connect with your viewers. And I've definitely felt that in years prior. And I think there is that sort of hunger as well. And you also talked about the squandering, like, man, if you could see yourself, you know, 8 years ago, see like the audience you have, and to not be taking advantage of it, like how silly that would sound to, like, you know, just the privileged position that you're in. And I mean, I'm in as well, just to not take advantage of that and not to like, just be grateful every day for it.
Right.
But it's just life, man. Like life can just hit you. And I think, I mean, one of the things 100%, like you said, like when you have people come and like, dude, I have to work, you know, 60 hours a week and there is no taking time off. I have a boss to answer to. I mean, I remember working those really fucking shitty jobs, and that is like the one thing that keeps me like, okay, like if I ever was taking this for granted, I just got to think back to the fucking days where I was working at a Target distribution center, putting boxes on a conveyor belt for 12 hours overnight.
So you actually did okay overnight
Yeah.
at Target for 12 hours. See, that's
Yeah.
where we're different because I worked at Subway for 3 hours and then I quit and I never ever looked back. So I've only known the easy life, you know what I mean? But you have that respect of, okay, no, I did 12 hours a night. I know what that's like. See, I respect that, man. Like I respect anyone who does that. Like that's just
Oh my God,
insane.
dude. Everybody is different. Everybody goes on their journey. Everybody has a different life story. And hearing, you know, of kind of like the optimistic side where it's like, yeah, you've gone through some rough patches, and then kind of figuring out how to work through all that and realizing maybe I didn't start streaming for the right reasons. And now you can kind of like reframe that. And one of the best parts as well of having started earlier on is like, people do know who you are. You're a household name, even with all the hiatuses you've taken. And I feel like as soon as everything starts clicking, and I feel like with just more time, more wisdom comes, and then it's just like, I don't know, you're going to be able to provide that distraction for people that, like you were saying, you know, people that really rely on your streams. Like you said, I mean, you are naturally a good streamer. The fact that you can just ramble and ramble and ramble, like that is a sign of a great streamer, to be able to sit in front of your camera and just talk. And you know what? I mean, I'm always like trying to encourage people to like do more like kind of like ramble content, and you are technically a rambler. I mean, the fact that your videos are just
Oh
you
yeah.
doing something, just rambling. But have you ever like considered doing like a podcast?
I have only considered one idea with that, and it would require probably like, I don't know, I could probably get a decent business loan to start it, but I'm not like ready to do it. But nah, man, I've had a couple people through the years ask me that, and nah, it's just not my style. I'm more of a listener than a talker. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, I feel like I'm good with a 10-minute video or like telling a story or you know, live streaming on Twitch for a certain amount of time, but I don't know, podcasts are free roam and I would overthink it, but I would worry that I'm talking too much or like I don't know if I would click so well with the person because I meet a lot of people in real life and sometimes I don't know, you just don't click too well with them and
Yeah,
then you're
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuck there. So I don't know. I guess the anxiety kind of takes hold.
No,
But
no,
what I
but
wanted to do was the
yeah.
RuneScape Cribs edition. I wanted to. I know it sounds crazy, but I wanted to take a camera HD, make everything look beautiful for IRL and not stream it, just YouTube it, right? And say you go to Frame's house, right? You film his gaming setup. You go to Torvesta's house. You go to the UK, you kind of film his gaming setup and then, you know, quick little Q&A, 10 to 12-minute
Oh
videos of
shit.
just showing the person's setup. Because SparkMac uploaded a video showing his setup.
Yep.
My gosh, bro, you talk about a man who worked 5, 10, 15 years to establish that room, that computer, that collection. Oh my gosh, I would be thrilled to see what other RuneScape content creators have. Now, me personally, I own nothing. I'm a minimalist. I have a monitor and a PC. I own nothing else. So, like, I wouldn't have much to show, but I think that in itself is interesting. So, I would love to do that. That would be a goal of mine. And if I ever,
Bro.
yeah, I think it's a cool idea, man. And yeah, you're going to run out of content creators, but there's 100. Just in Crusade Town, there's 100. So, I feel like you could really establish a cool series and I could travel the world too. It'd be really cool.
Dude, that is actually the most brilliant. You would not run out of creators because you would just expand beyond OSRS. That's
Yeah, I
exactly
think
what would
so.
happen. Like, that is actual like genius content. I mean,
Thanks, man. Yeah.
that would be something, bro. And you as the face of it would be fucking dope, man.
Yeah, man. I think so. I think so.
You got to do it, man. You got
Yeah,
to
I
do
think
that.
it's gonna happen for sure.
You got to get like a professional camera crew as well, like a couple different angles as well, kind of
For
going on,
sure.
getting the zoom ups of everything.
That's the thing. You have to make it professional. Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
yep. Yeah, that's one of the things with content creation where sometimes you'll have like a really brilliant idea and so much of it like is money. It's like it's just getting that like initial sort of like big investment into it, like hiring some people potentially for something like that. I mean, even something that is purely RuneScape. You look at Coxie's series. I mean, he from the get-go, episode 1 of his Funny Feelings series, it's just like, I want this to look professional as fuck, so I'm gonna hire a bunch of different people. I mean, I don't know what his team is. Maybe it's like 2 or 3 people, maybe 4. I don't actually know, but he's got like legitimate professional editors going in, professional Blender editors making all these graphics and stuff. Like that shit's crazy. And
Bro, I used to. Oh yeah. Well, let me ask you this: do you do your own thumbnails, or do you pay someone for your
oh,
thumbnails?
dude, if you just look at my channel, I mean, if I was paying anybody to do these thumbnails, I mean, Jesus, that would not be that would not be good. No.
Well, that's good. You save on that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing: it's like sometimes kind of doing everything yourself ends up being a detriment long term because you really could be off-putting all that workload onto somebody else and actually having it look even better. And but so much of that again is like if you're living month to month or you're just kind of struggling in that content creation, it's like it's hard to get to that point where you're going to take that investment seriously.
Yeah, I was paying in my peak of YouTube like 5 to 8K months, which only lasted maybe 6 months. I was paying $100 per thumbnail because the guy was so good, like ridiculously good. But then he got a job at a morgue and he started making insane money, so he stopped working for the the channel. And but that was money. I mean, that was I was sending this guy, and I'd always bonus him because I'm just very generous. Like it would be $300 to $500 a month just from making a thumbnail, which he admittedly would tell me took him no more than 20 minutes to make. So nowadays, I pay my guy Wiggy, who also does loot videos, amazing Norwegian friend of mine, and he gets $20 a thumbnail, and he's making maybe 120 a month, and he's lenient with me paying him. Like he's like, yeah, just send me a check every couple months. Like what I don't want something set. Like he's just so cool about it, and he's so much more graphically inclined. Like he's just a good artist. So just like you said, like I don't know, do I want to do my own style and maybe diminish the quality, or do I want to pay someone 20 of a video that's going to make 200? So you're giving 10% of your money to someone, but they entice people to click it because it looks a lot better. So yeah, I get it though, absolutely.
Yeah, man, that Cribs edition though, and kind of just backpedaling up to the podcasting idea. I mean, really, podcasting doesn't even have to be a guest on it. I mean, I do a certain podcast style where I do get a guest on every week, but there are so many podcasts out there where they don't even get guests on. It's just one person talking.
Do they talk to a chat, or do they just talk into the mic about anything?
They just ramble. I mean, literally, I mean, I'm just thinking of a comedian, Bill Burr. I mean, he literally has his Monday morning podcast, and it's literally just fucking him talking for 45 minutes every Monday about whatever the fuck.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, and you would be fucking blown away. I mean, I don't even think you would be blown away. I think you already understand it. The fact that you could just make a video and tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people watch it, and you're probably like, who the fuck is watching this? You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing I kind of see with my own podcast. I mean, some of the episodes have just popped off, and I'm like, I'm just talking about RuneScape with somebody. Like, this is wild.
Do the numbers ever mess with your head? Like, do you ever see like 100 or like let's say like 40 or 50,000 views, and then you'll see like 1,000 likes and then like 100 comments? You often wonder, like, man, 90 or so, like a huge percentage of these views are just numbers. Like they don't comment, they don't even like the video. That's always been crazy to me, Like I've never quite figured that out. Like how many different countries watch your videos and how many different people don't have a YouTube account, etc.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, actually, the numbers. I mean, I guess we've already kind of touched on it earlier on, where you were talking about like kind of just numbers kind of going down, but you know that you could pull the numbers if you up the quality and stuff. With the Sae Bae cast, at least, this is like the project that I've been working on for like 4.5 years now consistently, which is not something I'm super used to doing, being consistent for years on end. But yeah, this has actually been really good. And YouTube is all over the place. It's so sporadic. Like sometimes an episode will just pop off because the algorithm will just take it. But what's cool is like over on the Spotify's end, where it's distributed to all the other podcasting platforms besides YouTube, that's where you'll see a really consistent growth chart. That's where like I'll see, okay, episodes consistently are getting more and more and more views. Obviously, if it's a popular guest, like your episode will pop off because people know who MrNoSleep is. But for a few months there, earlier this year, I was just getting on kind of like more no-name people, people that are just players or not even content creators. But even then, you'll see the trend is going upward, and that's what's exciting about it. YouTube is just like, I don't even know what to expect. It kind of goes everywhere. But it is nice having a platform that does show consistent growth.
Yeah. So, absolutely.
Yeah. The only time viewers ever really affect me is, I think, Twitch. But even Twitch over the years, it doesn't affect me as much, if at all, to be honest, just because I understand, like, listen, if I'm not pulling as many viewers one day, it has very likely nothing to do with what I'm doing. It's the fact that somebody else is doing some hype content, or people just aren't on right now, or they're watching something else that's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've ever felt that, where like you'll just have like fewer viewers and it's just like, maybe it can get in your head, man. But it's like, bro, people are just doing something. It's like, it has nothing to do with you, really. It's just, you just got to do your thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's just all about consistency. Yeah, like if I went live today, I'd probably be at 200 viewers. But if I went live for the next 7 days in a row at this time slot, probably double, and that's just, but yeah, it's just, with Dead Man Mode, All-Stars going on right now and everything. It's going to be, but I'm happy for those guys because, like, I look at West Ham and it's like this guy usually pulls 300 to 600 viewers a day if he's just out in the wilderness at Revs, but now he's at 4.5 to 5K. Like, I went in there earlier, I was like, yo, man, I hope you're running some max ads every hour. Like, I really hope you are, man. Like, you deserve it. Like, a lot of people are watching you, and it's because he's good. I mean, it's the same reason Oda Block gets all those viewers. Like, these guys are just good at PKing, and they have much different personalities, but they have a personality. So, yeah, man, it's crazy. I got so much respect for those guys that are just so good at PKing. Like, I've been a PKer since I was 8 years old, and I still suck. So it's just amazing to me that these people like click insane 8-way switches. It's like, bro, I could never. So yeah, I got so much respect for those guys. It's just wild to see.
West Ham in particular, I mean, I feel like he's always been kind of, to be fair, he does pull good viewers even without, but I feel like he was one of those streamers that never got, in my opinion, like truly the support he deserved. Like, more like, I don't know, just sub count, just kind of like, as a content creator, you can go into other people's streams and kind of see the monthly gifts or whatever that's going on. West Ham, I feel like, has always deserved so much more success than he's gotten. And so seeing him just pop off makes me feel so fucking good, because he's genuinely a good dude and like actually a fucking phenomenal streamer. And you're right about running those max ads, bro. For people that don't understand, when it's a good, obviously advertisers are paying different all times of the year. It's just, it differs. Holiday season's amazing for it. But if you're pulling 5,000 viewers and you run, let's just say you're running like the 10-minute ads an hour arc, you're on that. That can pay fucking insane amounts of money. We're talking like, potentially just, $1,000, $2,000, maybe $3,000 a stream if you go for like 12 hours, pulling 5,000 viewers. Like that's some fucking good money.
That's insane money. Yeah, I often think to myself, like, I talk to my dad all the time about the top guys because he's a real money guy, like analytical. He loves to hear about it. And just like you said, it's just exactly like you said, you got the people that are concurrently at 2 to 5,000 viewers, and yeah, I mean, you can truly make at minimum $500 from an 8 hour, maybe do a 10 hour, and you make literally $1,000 a day.
Yeah.
And like that's something to point out because like you have to understand that kind of money you can't like let's just take out the donations, the bits, and the subs. You're still making $1,000 a day just for
Yeah.
playing RuneScape. People have to acknowledge that like that's a lot of money. That's just on your view count. And like
Wild.
and I always tell it's like they deserve it. Like, I remember Curtis, man, he sat at 800 viewers for, oh my God, years. And now you see him at 1.5, 2, 2.5. So, these guys put in the time. Foe and Bodie and Sick Nerd. Like, I got nothing but respect because I always look to them, and some of them started before. I think all of them actually started before me, but not by much, maybe a year or so. And I think to myself, man, here you have someone who has gone through life just like I have. But the difference between me and this person is for the last 8, 9, 10 years, they have been on point. They've gone through sad times, depressing times, tragedies, and all. And yet they are on point. They are here for the community. They're
Yep.
making a killing. I mean, good for them. So it's like a win-win. And like, I really admire that. And just like you said that you have podcasts with sometimes just players, maybe they're not, known as a content creator, but I've always respected just the average player, and also those guys and girls who go for crazy accomplishments. Like I was listening to a video the other day of a girl who went for, I think her name was Cinder76, and she was in RS3. This is like 2006 to 2012 or 13, and she did 200 mil Slayer XP with no cannon. She never cannoned a test. This is before people barraged and bursted. Like I was like, bro, that's so unique, And then you got like guys that go for like 1,000,000,000 agility XP. That guy Jebrim, like I don't know. And then you got the dead man modes and like the hardcore Ironmans. Like, isn't it so fascinating the people in this game? Like I always like get questioned like, who's your favorite player? So many people answer that. They say Zezima. And I was like, okay, I respect it. I'm more of a Yo Go Sun fan for talking those days, but he was rank 2, rank 3. But I like Zezima too, but it's like, to me, it's Link's Titan. I mean, here you have a guy who got rank 1 in RS3, and he started way later than everyone else. Then he makes old school RuneScape account late as well, gets rank 1 in this game, and not to mention he has an alt that has like 150 mil runecrafting XP, all from nature runes. Like, and then he had 8 alts that were running Karamja store, making 16 mil an hour. Like, bro, like that's my favorite player. This guy's disciplined as fuck. Like some people say, like, oh, he's got problems. No, man, he's got discipline. Like that's just impressive to me. So yeah, man, I try to also have conversations with just about everyone, who you run into in game. Even someone as unique as just having a one defense peer, right? But they have all the pets. Like they just do unique challenges. So yeah, I just love old school RuneScape. You get so many different personalities and perspectives and creativity. It's beautiful, man. It's just great.
Dude, and the best part is the people that not only play the game in those kinds of ways, but now make plugins for the game. I mean, there are people that have made phenomenal plugins, things that you would have never even thought of wanting, but now you can't live without. And people do it completely free, like just for fun.
Absolutely. I never even thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you've just ever browsed the plugin hub on this game or on RuneLite, it's absolutely wild that people in their spare time are just making incredible plugins for the game they love. So it's like we got people with insane achievements on the game. And then on top of that, people that, I mean, look at the wiki team. I mean, we have the best wiki in the world for any video game. It's just insane.
Yeah, that's so true.
We just have the most passionate player base of all time of any game. So
yeah, I agree. The wiki's great. Yeah, it's a great team.
It's insane. I actually wanted to kind of ask you about kind of the competitive side of this game, because there really is something that gets exciting about a new game mode. Or even, I mean, when old school dropped, I wasn't even playing for the first 2.5 years after it dropped. I didn't even know about it. I was just busy doing my own thing. But yeah, I feel like I want to get your take on this. I would love it if they came out with a brand new permanent game mode, whatever it is. but not a league. I kind of am with you. I don't like the leagues vibe. I think it's too ADHD for me. It's like, here's a massive task list of things to do right now. Go run around like an ant and do them. I'm just like, nope, I'm out. I can't do this. And then all your progress is deleted after 2 or 3 months. But a new permanent game mode that would drop, I would actually go fucking hard over. I think I'd actually like try to compete. I think there is something really special about the competition side of this game, but I'm more of the long-term sort of player. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like, have you ever been a competitive player on this game when it comes to like ranks?
Um,
Or
when
had
I
any
was
aspirations for it, I should say?
I definitely always said that if I didn't stream or do YouTube
Mm-hmm.
instead of all the PVMing and PKing that I've done, I would have probably prioritized 200 mil all. So yeah, I definitely aspired to well, in the beginning when I went for a max cape, yeah, my whole content that I consumed that was old school RuneScape 2014 and 15 was the top page. It was those small content creators that were rank one in certain skills or rank one overall in the game, and they would be making these videos talking and rambling about how much they play and like the ranks that they would go for and how sleep deprived they were. And yes, that was I listened to that, and that's honestly what motivated me as a noob, and always a noob, just like someone who just PK'd and had fun on the game. That motivated me to want to actually go for a maxscape one day. So I went for 99 rune crafting. I did 44 to 99 all in the abyss on my main account, and it took me like over 500 hours. And
Jesus
after I got
Christ.
that cape, like I was like 17 years old, I felt so accomplished. I was like, well, dude, if I can do this, I can do all the other 99s. And sure enough, I did. And I got a max cape. So yeah, to think about a new game mode and to start over on that and kind of go for it long term, yeah, I mean, I would love to be competitive on it. I would pick and choose what I'm going to be competitive in. Knowing me, I would probably choose a skill. I would like to obtain rank one in something. I think that's a cool accomplishment. I think I know not that this is a flex, but just the nerdy side of me. I think I know every rank one in old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3. Like I'm
Oh,
always on the high
wow.
scores. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the high scores. You can actually look at rank one, like if you crafting, for example, Paul Rat. He did it in rank one RS3 years and years ago. He came on over to old school, did rank one in old school. So like you have those people. So I think that's cool. A new game mode. I would support it. I mean, the player base is huge. So yeah, I think as long as it would be monitored correctly and they would have actual staff work it, and because there's always going to be things that are exploited and stuff like that, real world trading, etc. So like it depends on what it would be, but yeah, I'm all for that. I think it'd be fun. I would certainly try it out, because like you said, leagues, yeah, it's just not for me, man. I don't like when you get wiped. I feel like that hurts a little
Yeah,
bit,
that's
so wouldn't want to
that's
do
bad.
that.
Yeah, there's something about that sense of permanence where, I mean, I've always as well wanted some sort of like old school, an official version. I know they have like the 2004 Scape, and they have another private service. By the way, did you ever touch that 2004 Scape?
No, I have
Yeah, me
two
neither.
friends, but they played it, and I think they both quit. So nah, man, if it's not run by Jagex, I wouldn't trust it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally me. But if they ever dropped an old school, when I think of old school, I think of all the content that was in 2013 of old school. In fact, I would even want it to include God Wars. I wouldn't want it. I'd want it to have like, I don't know. We'd have to have like a discussion of what to include. I think God Wars would be kind of cool to attach to it, but something where it was like guaranteed to not have any updates, but you still have all the quality of life. You have the plugins, you have everything else going for you, but it's just like that kind of classic feel of RuneScape. I think that would be kind of fun. However, I will say over the years, I think I would actually prefer something to just be in the game we currently have as a separate game mode. So something like a new Iron Man come out. I don't even know what they would come out with. I'm saying Iron Man just because that is a separate game mode. But I think there is concern of an old school just not being popular enough where it would really just kind of naturally die out. I know some people, including myself, would kind of have a lot of fun with it early on. But I think just the fact that other people wouldn't jump on it as much. I think could just kill it. So I don't know. I've always thought of like a Mithril Man mode, something that comes into the game where like you're kind of an Iron Man, but you can trade with other Mithril Men. You can't use the Grand Exchange, but you can boss with other Mithril Men. There'd probably be like a trading hub, probably Falador Park, where all the Mithril Men gather and they can trade. Something like that, I think, could be a really fun game mode. Just kind of like your fresh sort of like exclusive economy going on. But I don't know. There's so many ideas for new fresh game mode like that. But it's been years and years since we've had one. I think the last ones we've had is just Group Iron Man, I think, which was, when was that? 2021?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's crazy. A long time ago.
Yeah, I think as time goes on, the odds of another thing like that popping up just increase. And like you said, it doesn't have to be. I mean, it could just be an old school version of the game. And yeah, I think the demand would be there in the beginning, and it would be up to. I mean, if Jagex just spent a little bit on advertising, I mean, maybe they could push it pretty heavy, like another nostalgic trip kind of thing. And I think if you look at I was thinking about this today. I was like, wow, if you look at bandos in 2025, just the armor, and you look about like back in 2015, like, that was best in slot, that was it was valued. It was so much more important. And now there's so many different monsters, so many different raids, and there's just a lot more coming and coming. So I think, yeah, as the game continues to get updated, I think there's always going to be in the background demand for more old school, like let's bring it back a little bit. So yeah, man, I give it 2 to 3 years, and I could see something coming out for sure.
I want to ask you about some of your gripes with this game, if you have any. Over the years, this game's obviously transformed. I mean, we've seen so many amazing quality of life updates, but also on top of that, the game has definitely changed in impactful ways. And I wonder, like, is there anything, I guess in my mind, I'm thinking more like potential, maybe like the wilderness. Maybe you're not a fan of certain things. I don't know. But I want to ask, is there anything that you would want to have changed in this game if you were like, if you had unlimited power, over the direction of the game?
Um, so, oh man, okay, so this might be an unpopular opinion,
Ooh,
and
let's hear
that's
it.
okay. But let's bring back staking, let's bring back the Duel
Okay.
Arena.
Okay.
It's ruined lives, but so many other fun things in this world haven't been banned
This
because of
game has
that.
ruined lives. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's yeah, I would say let's bring
That's
back the
funny.
duel arena. Then you're gonna have some huge staking going on, which is gonna make for just so much content and viewership on Kick and Twitch, whatever. So that's a win for old school RuneScape. Just have a handle on the real world trading. Like, it's really not that hard. I've been involved in so many different communities where at one point I wanted to be like a Sir Pugger spinoff. So I was trying to like I have done a couple bot busting videos, whatever, and they
Hmm.
do good. Like, they actually do good because Pugger only uploads once a month, bro. So like, and no offense to him, but like you can have other creators cover botting, and Ray Cassid does it a few times, and C Engineer as well, I think. So it's a great market for getting viewership, just kind of messing with that economy and whatnot, and showing that side of the community. And I was seeing in discords like the amount of money that people have real world traded, that actively get away with it. Like, man, I don't know who or how many people are actually working at Jagex, because I've never talked to him, never had communication with him. I met Archie and Ronan IRL. I talked to them for briefly 5 minutes. That's it. So I have no connection with Jagex at all. And that's okay, but I'm just curious, like, how many people are actually looking at the real world trading scene and botting and whatnot? Because I know for a fact that certain bots just don't get banned. And these people are so smart, they're hacking accounts that are inactive, and they're turning this account into a bot, which makes them less detectable, apparently. So that's a big factor. And but I don't know anyone in the botting scene to really know like the inside scoop. But yeah, getting back to what I would change the bot system. I would implement different things. Like, I don't know, man, like Jagex can do so much more with content. They have a whole team that runs content on their channel. I feel like, and they take help from content creators too for like voiceovers and stuff and editing. I think they can do something with bots. You know, I mean, not to be too out there, but like imagine they do a live stream and they like take every bot that's currently in the game and they spawn them. And I mean, they do this, you know, but you know, where they kill them and take their bank and all that stuff. But like, I don't know, maybe they can do that and more often, you know, because there's a lot of bots and whatnot. And yeah, I just think they should be more on the bot problem for sure. And also bring back staking, just monitor it. I mean, it's very easy to tell about real world traders, in my opinion. You know, you can look for obvious signs of it and just allow it to happen. I think that'd be a lot of fun for a lot of different people. And honestly, I voiced that opinion mainly because when I ask that question in my Twitch chat, that's the number one answer I get. Right. So like I don't because I personally wouldn't change too much. I love old school RuneScape. I think it's actually thriving.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's very hard to complain. God, especially you mentioned those plugins earlier. I mean, so much in life is just easier now because of RuneLite 2. And it's just right. It's not easy scape like RS3. It's just right, man. And hopefully we never go over that line, but it's just perfect. So yeah, man, it's hard to say what I would change, if anything, but if I had to choose something just because of what I've heard throughout the years, and also from a couple streamers, friends of mine who were, you know, very successful when staking was a thing because, you know, you had sub-only giveaways, which of course are bad. You can't do that. But, you know, those were those times, right? So, and now
I,
they're all kind of, they're not streaming anymore. So I don't know. I think it'd bring a bigger audience to RuneScape.
I will say there was definitely a different flavor of Twitch streamers that were around when the dueling arena was, you know, there. I mean, it is a hot take of yours because I would hate if the duel arena came back into the game.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely. It would probably be bad.
I will say, some of the streams where you're seeing people just lose tens of billions were pretty fucking entertaining. Like there is a sense of like that entertainment is definitely gone. But to be fair, I never thought it was like super valuable entertainment. I thought it was like, I don't know, it was bad. I don't know if you ever watched Fantastic. Do you remember that name?
Oh yeah, I'm really good friends with Kenny. Absolutely.
Yeah. I still remember in the, you know, his staking days, peak staking days, where I think he lost like something like 25 bill or something in a night or something like that, and it was just devastating to watch. I mean, the entertainment was just unparalleled. I mean, it was just watching this man crumble in real time. It was
Yeah,
bad. It
it's
was bad.
crazy. Like you said, it's like a short-lived experience to witness it and to live through
Yeah.
it. But yeah, that guy specifically is just wild. I remember one time, just to give him a quick shout out, where he did, this is a true story. This man rune crafted nature runes for 50 hours straight. And
Yep.
at the very end of the stream, he did one stake and lost all of it and logged out. That is fat tat. I love this guy. He's nuts, but I respect him, you
Oh
know.
my god. Yeah, no, he his streams back then were actually quite fun to be in. He just is good.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, see, I think the amount of toxic, I mean, I'm even looking at like not from the streaming perspective, but for the average player. I mean, the duel arena was just full of bots and scammers and filth and just it was just a cesspool of just shit. But I think it's the nostalgia that kind of speaks to me of like, I mean, right now you go back to the duel arena, like you go to, I think it's called the Meters Arena. That place is a ghost town. I mean, it's just completely depressing what they've turned it into. There's bots fighting in the arena because nothing's happening. And the PvP arena in general is just super horrible. I mean, it's just such a fail of an update.
It's probably the worst. Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
bad.
it's bad, but I was actually quite happy that they did eventually take a stand against the duel arena and finally get rid of it. That's my personal cold take. I think most people agree, but I can respect the hot take, the bringing it back, you know, for certain reasons. But I'm glad it's out personally. I think
Oh yeah, it definitely shifted how I played because I was a staker just for
mm,
fun and giveaways and whatnot. And
yeah,
when it got removed, I was broke and I said, "Wow, like, okay, I can rebuild my bank legitimately," and I
Yeah.
kinda played like an Iron Man, and I loved it. Now, like, that's kinda what inspired those loot series to make those price checks happen and sell the loot. So, yeah, I remember there was not a like, it's cool because my proudest moment, alongside Max Cape is, like, obtaining, 5 bill and earning it legitimately, and just grinding so much for so many years to obtain that. But like the highest adrenaline moment I've ever had was a 5 bill steak, and like that
Yeah.
it's hand in
That
hand. Like it's just nothing like it.
I just it was so depressing for so many people how many just casual gamers were actually just cripplingly addicted to the duel arena. I mean, they could not even hold 100 mil before they just went and staked it. I mean, average
Yeah.
players, and that was the depressing part of just how addictive it really was for so many players, and how many people brush it off as like, oh, it's just a video game. But it's like this, the RuneScape can be so much fucking fun if there wasn't this complete. I think the main problem with the duel arena was just how little hurdles there was to just go and stake it all. And it's just
Yeah.
like, fuck, man, like this is just bad. And then people would make Iron Men because of it. They
Oh
just
yeah,
could
that's true.
they couldn't fucking
Yeah.
handle it. And I think getting rid of that like easy access to staking and having those insane highs, because don't get me wrong, I mean, people would have those insane dopamine hits, but man, when you lose it all, or even when you did win, you'd win a bunch, you'd be like, man, I could buy all the items and all the 99s banked right now. And then you go do it and you're like, I don't like this game because I'm bored and I want to get that dopamine hit again. So let's just go back and stake it all again.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah,
fuck,
that's like
dude.
classic addiction. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like it was horrible for the game, I feel like. Horrible for the players.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, I can't disagree with that, you know what I mean? That's what I love about it is, like, I can completely understand because 'cause I've been on both sides of it, and you're so right, like, it's just not good, and I'm kind of low key, I'm kinda proud Jagex took that stance, but also, the addict in me, also misses it, but yeah, I respect it, I think it's definitely good for longevity, and like you said, a lot of people actually made Iron Man, and they did stick with it, so
Yep.
that's cool, different kind of dopamine, so I respect that.
Yeah. Uh okay. Well that's cool to hear. I was a little curious on your thoughts as well on just the player culture, I feel like over the years. I mean, you've been playing this game. Did you start in 2013 with old school?
Yeah, I started on day one, and I still did play RS3 on the side, but I officially probably 6 months into old school made the full switch and transition.
Okay. Yeah, I would just wonder, I mean, do you have any thoughts on the player culture over the years? I remember this is even before I was playing. I know a lot of this because of like old Hexes podcasts I would listen to and just other people's old videos on like 2013, 2014. I mean, people back then were such purists toward the game. I mean, people were voting no to camera movement with your mouse button. They thought that would be like an
Oh,
integrity, something like
wow.
this is going to destroy, this is going to make it easy escape. And it's wild to think how far we've come where every single thing passes these days. And
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in full agreement with you as well that like we're in the golden era. Like we're playing through like some of the golden days of OSRS, which is amazing to see a decade or 12 years into the game now. And
Yeah.
I just wonder, do you have any thoughts though on like how the player mindset has shifted over the last 12 years?
It's definitely shit. It's funny. I've never really thought about it, but you're right. I used to listen to the Hexus podcast too, and you'd always have this sort of different mentality when you'd watch those guys. But then you kind of had the average player, and you also kind of had everyone at the same time. Back in those days, I think people just had a really bad taste in their mouth from RS3 because it was so bad. Like they really wrecked that game. No offense to RS3 players, I still know quite a few, and I never judge it. Matter of fact, I was actually thinking if I would to do loot from 1,000 on RS3, I wonder if that'd get views. So no hate on the game, but I think people at that time were just like, Jagex, like slow down around with these updates. Like, we want to enjoy this, we want to savor it, we don't want to change it right away. But like you said, all these years have gone by, and it's a lot of years now, man. It's over 10 years, so like it's been a while, and now people are more accepting to change. And I think that's just because we've all had this game for so long. Even people who, massive amount of people that I know started when they put it on mobile. Mobile was a huge update, and it brought back a lot of people that I know, and they have also had years on the game now. So I think that, you know, everyone mostly has had time to kind of get settled in, and I think they're more in agreement with change. Like you said, a lot of things pass. And unfortunately, you know, I guess I'm curious of your thoughts on sailing, because I know that's
Oh
kind of a
shit.
major update. Are you
Yeah.
a fan of it or not so much?
I'm pretty neutral to it. The things I'm most looking forward to, I talked about this just on the last episode with Jimmy, because Jimmy and I both have, I think it's perceived as more like a little bit pessimistic toward the whole update, but really I'm optimistic about so many of the cool islands that are coming out, and the new skilling activities, and the new everything that's not sailing related. Like, I'm excited for all the stuff that has nothing to do with being on the water. So that's what I'm really excited about, is all the new area expansions, all the islands, all the new quests, and everything else that's coming out. The thing I'm not looking forward to as much is just the actual training of sailing, besides what they have now hinted at with the hybrid skilling. Like, some of the hybrid stuff that they talked about on the poll blog, of you being able to fish and sail and get both fishing and sailing XP simultaneously by throwing a huge net in the water. That seems pretty chill. They're going to come out with like a Slayer slash sailing variant, where you're kind of getting sailing and Slayer at the same time. Those are cool. But I think with the alpha, I got bored out of my mind with the alpha, just because the boats were going so fucking slow. The render distance was so short that I just felt disoriented on the water, and I wanted to see farther, and I just couldn't. And then like the other thing was just how slow sailing might potentially be, which I think we really don't need a slow skill. I think we could actually have a skill that's quite fast, and that would be totally healthy for the game. So there's a lot that I'm looking forward to, but I'm also a little bit worried about the actual training of the skill. What are your thoughts?
Wow. Yeah, no, you pretty much said everything that I feel. Yeah, I'm just curious of the XP per hour and what's going to come with it. And I think it has a lot of potential, but I think it also could be a flop like no other. So I'm really curious. It's one of those situations like all or nothing type of thing. So I'm really optimistic. And yeah, for the same reasons, just new areas, hopefully a lot of new monsters, low level and high level, and I like that. So I like that opening to new content, kind of like Varlamore was. So that worked out, and I think they've actually. I have no. I mean, I don't really explore Varlamore that much because I think it's more tailored for lower slash medium level accounts slash Ironman accounts. Although I just haven't grinded the Perils of Moon yet on my Ironman, but I've done almost everything else, rumors and everything else, and. Wow, what an update. Like, I'm actually
Yeah.
really proud of that Varlamore update. So if they can just do sailing like that and just, you know, can't really find much to complain about with Varlamore. So yeah, we'll see. I'm optimistic, man, but I also have the same worries about how long it'll take and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, Varlamore has just been phenomenal across the board, and we still have part 3 coming out in a few months, which is going to be sick with the new Delve boss and everything.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, sailing, what worries me is having to just do port tasks and having to go to a fucking ship wreckage and just sit there and 3-tick your boat or whatever the hell people were doing. Like, that just does
Yeah.
not sound engaging or fun. And in fact, it wasn't fun. I remember just doing those cargo tasks. And after 2 of them, I was like, I want to log out so bad right now. Like, this is just not fun at all. And then there was like some task where you have to like look through a fucking spyglass to the wizard's tower. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is so boring. This is incredibly boring. But I understand everyone has different tastes. Some people like that kind of chill, just go somewhere. So I'm trying not to shit on it too hard, but there were things I had to be very vocal about. Like, those boats are moving hella slow. The boats,
Yeah.
the beginner boats, and they did say that technically there is no limit on how fast they can make the boats technically. But those boats were only moving 1.5 tiles a tick. It was literally slower than running. I'm like,
gosh.
yeah, it was just, I was like, just get me off the water already. Like, this is bad. And then, so yeah, if they were just make your boats really fast, you could see everything really, really far. That would make everything so much better. And then release those hybrid methods soon after release, because they said they're not gonna. The only one that's actually dropping on release is the fishing one. So we got to get those Slayer ones in quickly. But yeah, we'll see, man. That's gonna be a huge shift in the game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, everyone, the race to max, that'll be exciting too, and all that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch. Who's going to get rank 1? Do you have any thoughts, actually, since you do browse the high scores? Do you have any thoughts on who's going to secure that rank 1? Rank 1 sailing or rank 1 overall?
It'll be overall, because I'm confident that someone who has 200 mil already will be at least top 5 or whatever. It'll be close enough to where I think rank 1 overall will also be rank 1 sailing. It's happened in RS3 most of the time, but that's a much different comparison. But yeah, I don't know. I often ask Jace that. I often ask Alcan that, and they all say the same thing. They don't think it's going to be Lynx Titan. So you have I don't think Jace would get it. I think Jace probably be top 10. I mean, it just depends how much these guys want to play. What I just don't want to happen is I don't want it to be someone who shares accounts. Like, say, for example, I lived with my brother, and he lived with me, and he played on the same computer. What's stopping me from, playing 18 hours a day, and then he can play, the other however much he needs to fill in, and then we leave 2 hours off, right? So we're playing 22 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we can justify to Jagex, oh no, we were sleeping 2 hours a night, right? Like, that's what I'm afraid might happen, because I have seen that before. I think it was the first ever guy to rank 1 agility. I don't want to, I know a lot of people say he botted it and that's why he got banned. I personally think, from what I've heard, this guy had 3 friends playing on his account, so that would be lame. You know what I mean? If the rank 1 is an account share, come on, man. Or a bug abuser, you never know, bro. People can always bug abuse. So I don't know. As long as it stays clean, I think it's going to be very interesting. I think you should cover it. I think someone should cover it, the race to rank 1. And because it's not going to take long, bro. You got these animals these days. You think 101 is impressive, for one sitting. These guys put in. I knew a guy who did 18 hours a day for 31 days straight of nature rune crafting. So it's just, just animals out there that can really put in the work and the dedication and the efficiency. So I really wonder, though. I wonder a lot about that. Is it somehow, could a content creator pull that off? Probably not. Who's it gonna be? So I can't wait for that. I think that's gonna be, as nerdy as it sounds. That to me is more cool to follow than the actual update. I don't care. I'll probably look at sailing like I look at construction. I'll just get it to 99 and I won't touch it. So but that's just my view. Maybe I'm wrong. So I'm curious, man. We'll see. But I'm more interested in that road to rank 1. Who's going to end up getting there first? That'll be really cool to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think it'll be Barracuda trials. I think that's what everyone that's competing will have to just be full sending all day. I think that'll be the top XP, just those race around that little course.
Yeah, I wonder if people are going to stash XP lamps, or if they're going to not allow that or something.
Yeah, I think they said something about they're not being able to work, at least for a time period. But
okay, good.
And I think long term, I'm sorry, banking up a few lamps. I mean, maybe if you have those quest rewards, that'll come in a little bit handy. But when you're looking at a 200 mil all race, you having even 300k XP lamp stacked. I mean, that's just a drop in the bucket, really, in the long term. True. So I just don't think it really matters that much.
Yeah.
I actually was talking to Jace, and Jace is one of those people that he did the marathon, quote unquote, where you were going for 200 mil all when there was 23 skills, not just a sprint. Even though technically going for 200 mil sailing is not really a sprint in many of our eyes, but according to just the contrast of 200 mil all compared to that, it is more of a sprint. And Jace was never that type of player. He was a player that was very consistent. He would just put in his 12 hours a day. daily, and it was just
Yeah,
no
that's
sleep
crazy to
deprivation.
me. Yeah, that's so consistent. Yeah.
Yeah. So him, like, he said, like, he's not looking forward to sailing. In fact, he's kind of dreading it in a way, just because one, I mean, he'll lose that rank, which has been, so much of what he's been known for years and years. And, I won't go over what we kind of talked about privately, but Jason and I were just in like a private, DM, just kind of talking about stuff because I invited him back on the cast, and I was just like, hey, like, are you wanting to come back on? He's like, honestly, like, maybe at a future date. Just right now, he just doesn't have much, like, I don't know. He's just so overwhelmed with sailing coming out, and he doesn't like some of the game direction that it's been taking. Certain decisions that the team has made, he's just not a huge fan of, and so he doesn't feel like he can come on the podcast and be like super optimistic about things. And I was just like, dude, you know what you got to do? You got to make a new Iron Man. Like, you got to go for the new Iron Man arc. And because, man, if we were to see Hey Jay start streaming an Iron Man, that would be fucking hype. A brand new account from scratch. Nobody has seen Jace streaming like an unmaxed account in years and years and years and years,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So like watching him do that, and then I'm like, dude, like that completely lifts that burden, by the way, of feeling this dread of going for 200 mil sailing. Like, he just understands, like, he has to go do it. He's not going to secure the rank because he's not going to try to destroy his sleep schedule for it. He actually values his health. And yeah, I'm just like, dude, like this would be a great time to just like pivot if he wanted to, you know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, I know you're kind of stuck in your ways doing your like main collection logging and clue hunting and stuff, but man, you could I think there really is a good opportunity here for the new Jace arc of like making an Iron Man or doing something different on a new account. I think it could be fun.
Yeah, and he can still collection log, just AFK the main. He's good at that. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
agree. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What else? I feel like recently you got an Infernal cape. I don't know how long ago this was.
Oh yeah, that was January 1st is when I went for it, and I think I obtained it on January 14th or something, maybe the 20th, but no. I think it was like the 21st. I don't know. I guess, but yeah, it was that month. It took me like 70 hours of game time, and it took me like, I think that was like 5 live streams, and then I ended up getting it on my, I don't know, third Zuck attempt, second Zuck attempt, and I tanked like 2 hits. And yeah, man, I never thought I was gonna get that cape for the longest time. It was just way too challenging. I remember when Inferno came out, Wooks got it first, and I was in a tattoo shop at that time, many, many years ago. And I was watching it live, and I was like, man, like, I can never do that. And all these years later, I don't know, 2025 started, and I was like back in Florida. I was in a good mindset. I was like, man, I'm gonna make an impact this year. I'm gonna do something that traditionally I never thought I would do. And it just so happened that two of the live streamers that I did watch somewhat consistently, Alcan as well as Rigondow, they just both got their Inferno capes, and they were the only two streamers that people would always kind of bring up about who doesn't have the cape, and they always kind of got made fun of, and I always did too. And then I saw them both get it, and I was like, wow, well, I guess I can try. So like it all kind of worked out, and yeah, it's one of my favorite moments for sure.
Bro, that's fucking awesome. Isn't it a great feeling? Like overcoming something that you genuinely thought you couldn't do.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like it. I always tell people like you have to do this. It's like a high like no other, and I'm all about that. And also I lost it like a week after, and then I went back and yeah, I was sad, but
What
like I
happened?
got it back, and
Oh,
I
fuck
got
yeah.
the pet at the same
Oh,
time.
shit.
So
I didn't know that.
yeah, it worked out so well. So
Oh,
yeah, now
fuck, dude.
I just lost another one a couple days ago, but luckily I have another one in the bank, and I can do Zuck with my eyes closed. It's so easy now. So. Yeah, but the thing that you said about like overcoming odds, I wanted to jump into Coliseum after that, and I got to the boss fight on day 2, and I died so badly after even seeing videos, tutorials about how simple the boss fight is. Honestly, it's like most people say that's the easy part. Well, for me, something in my brain just doesn't register, and I can't do that fight even to this day. And people always ask me, when are you going to do the quiver? And it's like, I don't know. Like, it's just
Oh shit.
that, yeah, that is something, man. I can't conquer it right now.
Is it
Hopefully soon, but
is it
yeah.
just the like keeping track of what it did last and just like forgetting? Like,
Yeah, I have no memory. Yeah, bro, like, he'll do
damn.
something and it's like, I can't remember, and it's like with all the waves before that, it's easy because it's just you can see the waves, you can kinda scout it even though you can even stand there most of the time depending on what, invocations you choose or whatever, so, yeah, but the boss fight is so quick and you can't mess up, and once you mess up, I start to panic, so, yeah,
Yep.
it's just the memory thing, but people always say, like, "Oh, you should do it with someone on Discord calling it out for you." And I don't know why I'm so against that stuff, right? Like, I guess I want to feel like I earn it 100%, like no help or whatever. But I should do that. I really should, because I need that quiver. It's very important. So maybe I'll do that in the future, near future,
Yeah.
preferably.
No, I mean, the fact that you did get that infernal cape, like that's the staple. As soon as you do that, there's this sense of just overwhelming confidence of like, okay, if I can do that, I can do anything. It's just a matter of putting in the hours and really struggling. Like that's what it is. It's just going in there, failing a bunch, and eventually getting it. But
Exactly.
the soul fight, it really is different than most fights. So I understand that.
Yeah.
Wait, how many times did you get to Soul? Was it just once or?
Yeah, just one time, and
Oh
then
yeah,
I
that's just a
never went
matter of
back.
going
Yeah.
going back in there because if you've only been there once and it was overwhelming, it gets so much easier. I mean, I think I died, yeah, the first 5 times at Soul. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is way too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Even watching like a video. Yeah, just when you go back, you'll get it. And who knows, maybe you'll just get a pet too.
Oh, that'd be
Just
wild. I
again,
would
yeah.
love that.
I love that little pet. That's so
Yeah.
cool though, man, because yeah, you were right. Alkin and Rig were always those two that as well. They just like didn't get it. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
feels like everyone's getting their capes now. It's cool.
Oh,
And
yeah.
let me think. Is there any other huge thing you're going for? I mean, have you been to Yama yet? Have you touched it?
No, I've seen 2 tutorial videos, and I mean, I guess I liked what I saw. It was just the ending kinda reminded me of The Whisperer, and I'm really good at that boss, but yeah, gosh, this is like the lazy part of me, admittedly. I saw the whole fight and I was like, "Man, I have to do this 1,000 times," you know what I mean? Like, because I don't
Mm,
wanna duo it, I just refuse to do duo on
oh,
certain
okay.
things.
Yeah.
Right, so, like, that's one of those things where, okay, I'm probably gonna mage it because it's more chill, and I'm probably gonna stream it, so it needs to be chill so I can read the chat more easily, and, yeah, I was just like, "Man, this is gonna take a minute." So, yeah, that's my next challenge, and then once I do 1,000 of that, I can focus on Quiver again, but, admittedly, I've just been on my Iron Man, you know, because he's, like, 2 skills away from max or 3, and I've just been enjoying that account off stream and making, somewhat decent loot videos. So, but when I return to streaming soon here, after that 101 was completed, I'll probably focus on Yama and just gotta do it, man. I think it's just the length of the fight that kind of deters me a little, but it's so new and I've already missed out on the early days hype of it. So yeah, I think 1,000 will still be a strong video, and I just have to commit to it. So yeah, it should be soon though.
Yeah, that would be really sick to see the lucky pull because I think I've done like 10 Yama. I just learned it off stream and that was duoing it. It's fun as fuck. It really is. It's a great fight. It feels smooth and I think once you jump in, even doing it solo, just maging it, I think after you get it down after like 50 kills or something, I think you'll fucking have a good time. I'm just waiting to get my upgrades on my Iron Man to actually go camp it. I need to get an Ember Light and preferably a purging staff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I hear those are important.
yeah. So I also wanted to just touch on like how real life's going, man. I mean, we definitely have touched a little bit on that, but yeah, how's life now as a returning kind of streamer back from all the hiatuses, trying to be consistent? What does real life hold for you right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I'd say the last 6 months I've been in a pretty decent headspace. I mean, for like 5 years before that, I was kind of, I don't know, I kind of relocated quite a few times. In 2019, I briefly moved to New Jersey. I wanted to see what was going on up there. And to make a long story short, I ended up leaving, I think like 4 months in of a 12-month lease. And I just let my friends stay there. And I took care of everything from afar, and then I think that lease ended, and I ended up going to South Carolina, and I stayed there for about 4.5 years, and then that came to an end roughly 6 months ago. So I had moved back to Tampa. That's where I'm from, Tampa, Florida. Very similar to South Carolina weather-wise and people-wise. Honestly, like I couldn't even tell the difference, except I would say it was not as hot in South Carolina as it is down here, which is definitely noticeable. But yeah, I got back here 6 months ago. I'm just kind of doing my own thing. Yeah, it was, to be off the grid so long like that and to kind of just be isolated from, I guess, the world in a way, which I kind of forced on myself. I mean, I had every right to kind of leave and just kind of come back to streaming and be a little bit more in public view. But for a long time, I don't know, man. I just kind of like I said in the very beginning, I got into streaming for I guess all the wrong reasons, and I didn't really love it as much as people loved watching me, and I felt like it was fake if I did streams. So I just kind of lived this life where I kind of looked at RuneScape as my job. I didn't really communicate with anyone. I kind of just had my private chat off, my public chat off, and that was for a long time, man. That was for many, many years. And that was up to me. Like I didn't have to do that. I just chose to do that. I wanted to just be alone, and so coming back after so many years of just doing that, and I mean, I wasn't even responding to YouTube comments. Like I was just truly, it deleted all my social medias in 2020, and when I moved to South Carolina, and then it was just kind of like returning to the real world and especially like embracing my family and my life again and actually having friends again and just live streaming for the few streams I have done. To be fair, I've been more active this year than I have for the last 8 years. So as little streams as I have done, I have actually put in more hours into Twitch this year so far than in any other year because I think I started the year on a good note, and I've made some mistakes along the way for sure. With certain people, and we'll see what time does. But for me, I'm good. I feel like I'm not gonna go on a hiatus again. I just have to sort through my own head. That's all. I just think too much, that's
Yep.
all. I like to think a lot and I like to and man, it's just time goes by. And I was talking to my dad about this the other day that it seems to me that the last 10 years have gone by quicker than the 10 before it. And he agreed with me, but I have talked to so many people about this topic, and everyone agrees that it's just the process of aging. Like you get older, so you think time goes by faster. But personally, gosh, I think it's a little more to it, man, because I don't know, it just time goes by and it just messes with me. Like it's like, man, I look at the time, it's already halfway through the year, it's 2025, and it's like, man, where did the time go? And
Yeah.
so I have to accept that too, and really take every day for granted. And I think a lot of people have that problem where you just have to put 110% in every day. And for me, I'm very, very honest with myself. I think I put in that maybe 1 week out of the month. So I need to just change that, get a little more discipline in my life, a little more structure. But from a personal side of things, like I can't complain. I really can't. Like I really can't. Like yeah, everything is solid. I just yeah, I just need to find another goal, I guess, because I guess completing that 101 hour, it was a little too easy and a little too comfortable. And I feel like, oh man, it's kind of tricky
That's
for me, man.
crazy.
Yeah, isn't it? And then now we kind of live in a world where we're all older and, like you said, a little wiser. And most of the time, unfortunately for me, people are more concerned about it than they are enjoying it. And that's just the truth. And I
Mm,
respect that. Like, I can't sit here and say, man, why are people not watching me? Like, I understand. But yeah, man, like personally between me and you, and I've looked into it, Guinness Book of World Records, they don't like to acknowledge sleep deprivation. They really don't. If you look into it,
really?
it kind of yeah, they put shade on it because they don't want people harming themselves. Like they
I
wouldn't
see.
want a story of someone, dying over it, like, oh, they were going for a Guinness Book of World Record. Now we have to ban it. So they haven't banned it, right? But between me and you, if you want the honest truth, the world record for longest live stream on an MMO with no sleep is 136 hours, set by this guy. I think his name's Ryan on World of Warcraft. Now, it was done in front of 100 people, granted, but it was still done, and I respect that. So I've talked to him many, many years ago, and between me and you, I know for a fact that I could do 137. I know I could, but even at this age, like I know for sure now with the 101, believe me, bro. I ended that stream because I just ended it. I could have kept going, but I just, I didn't really have anything else to prove at that time. So, yeah, but I would love my dream, honestly, other than the whole RuneScape and MTV Cribs thing, is to do 137 one day. And yeah, maybe I'll do it in the next 2 years before I turn 30. I imagine that would be my end goal. But here's the thing: I wouldn't publicize it. I would just get proof of it. So I would do what I need to do in the real world to have the Guinness people hear and acknowledge it. You have to go through actually a lot of ropes for that, and it
Yeah.
might be annoying, and it will cost a little bit, but not much. Probably less than 2 grand from what I saw. And yeah, that's it. That's literally it. So I'm gonna do it low key, and maybe towards the higher numbers of the stream, 80, 90, 100, maybe I'll change the title and make it obvious, but I don't want exposure from it. I just want the record. That's the ego talking. Like it's not about the money, the attention. If you want to make money on Twitch, you be consistent. You don't show up once every couple months and do it. You know what I mean? Like consistency is key.
Yep.
It's not about that. It's about just knowing that I don't know, I get off on this part of like the human body where you can put yourself through hell and keep going. Like I'm not a track star, like I can't run a mile, bro, but yet I have the mental endurance to pull this stuff off. And like part of me is so proud of that. Like everyone always says, oh, it's damaging, it's this and that. Dude, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like I may have negative thoughts every now and again, but believe me, like I'm very aware of my surroundings and my position in
Bro.
life. So yeah, like I just feel like people underestimate the human body. They really do. Like I have so many people saying, I went to a restaurant the other day. My sister works there, and I was talking to the waitress about the stream, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, did you take Adderall?" It's like, bro, like I don't get insulted or offended, but it's like, no, I didn't take Adderall. I don't take cocaine, meth, or Adderall. I don't do uppers. I smoke weed. Like that's it. That's it's medical, right? Like it's legal here in Florida that way. So that's all I do. And like, but people assume that Adderall, and you know why they assume it? Because and not to call out anyone, not to be like judgmental. I'm just saying people assume, some people, not everyone, that you have to be on a drug if you stay up that long. You just assume it, like, oh, there's
Yeah.
no way
Yeah.
they can do that, bro. No, there is a fucking way. Like, I'm 280 pounds. I'm completely out of shape. Like I said, I probably couldn't even walk a mile, bro. But yet, I can stay up 101 hours playing RuneScape and be energetic about it because it's what you do. It's what you force yourself to go through, and like, it's all about second wins. Like people will call me out on hour 68, like, oh, you're micro sleeping. Yeah, of course I'm micro sleeping, but it's only going to be for a few minutes, right? And then I'm good for the next 12 hours. So, like that's just the way it is, man. So I don't know. That's a big goal of mine, but like, and that's what my main focus. Because if I don't have a big goal in life, I kind of just sit here, bro. Like I don't think about much. So yeah, I want to be consistent on Twitch, and I just want to keep up, make a few wrongs right and just continue on the positive path. Because, like you said at the beginning, like we're lucky to be doing this, and I think I took it for granted mostly throughout all of my time here. So, like, I've always been consistent with YouTube, always, but I really need to prove consistency with Twitch. So, yeah.
I love it. I there's actually one thing that came to my mind. I feel like you did a couple IRL live streams. Are we going to see any of those ever again?
Oh yeah, those were fun. Yeah, the only reason those stopped was because I got the iPhone 16. Big mistake, man. It messed up everything for me. So I can't. I have to go back to the iPhone 15, and that will fix my problems. Yeah, very strange.
What
Very strange. I
happened?
couldn't. The microphone, due to the phone case, was affecting. It was muting
Oh,
myself, and then I took off the phone case, but then I couldn't connect the gimbal. It has to have a phone case, so it was just a nightmare, man. I was trying to stream Halloween night the day I got the new phone, and everything went to hell like multiple times. And then, not to mention, like it wasn't professional. That's the thing. It was very like, bro, if it was windy, it was a nightmare. Like people had to hear that wind in their ears. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I was stunned. I was pulling viewers, and I was actually going good, but that was when I branched out. That was when I moved back to Florida, and I was like, bro, I just want to get some fresh air. I was living with my mom for like 2 months, and she lived in this really nice area. So I was like, let me just go live stream the area. They have a bunch of boats here and stuff, so I think the stream would like the view and the scenery. And yeah, there was a couple weird instances, but other than that, it went pretty good. And is there ever going to be more IRL streams? Maybe if maybe when I get a little bit more confidence, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I wouldn't say rule it out. There'll never be another game that I stream, other if it's for like a sponsor and I have to do an hour of it. But the one category I would do after trying it out is IRL. Absolutely, I think it's cool for sure.
I think we're on a new potential wave of the IRL RuneScape kind of content creator thing. I mean, just because I saw Prison Joe's latest upload of him going out in the streets of Tennessee and just talking with random people, asking them if they have a RuneScape account, I'll pay you like, what was it, 100 mil or something like that, just for fun. And his video popped
Wow.
off over 100,000 views. So I think there is kind of a thirst for
Wow,
that.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
cool. What
it
the
was
heck?
just funny. Genuinely, it was a really good video. It was like those old. I think that's kind of how Tasty's channel exploded originally. Was he was doing some like IRL stuff out on the streets, talking about RuneScape, or like cosplaying as a RuneScape person, and then just going out acting like a clown. So there is an avenue for that if you do like it. So
That's outstanding. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow. I think
yeah,
and the cool thing about that is anyone could get into that. That's something that just takes, a decent camera and a little
and some
help. But
charisma.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh,
I would.
yeah, a lot of charisma. Yeah, a lot of that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, cool. Mr. No Sleep or Steven, it's been a fucking pleasure having you on again. Long time coming. I feel like, I mean, I've been watching you since. I mean, I was literally watch. You know what? I'm actually curious. I'm gonna go to your Twitch channel and just see how long it's been since I've been following you,
Yeah, sure.
because I actually am not sure on this. Because I know I've been watching you for a while, but okay, user. Wow, following March 6, 2017.
Ah, that's day 2 of the 100-hour. Good day.
Holy. Yep. Yeah, there it is.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's most of my follows right there. That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's been a
So,
pleasure too, and yeah, very, very much appreciated, man. Long time in the making, and definitely got to do a part 2 one of these days.
hell yeah, man. Keep killing it, dude. And I really am optimistic as well, like you are, of just the content creation scene. We're still in the golden years of OSRS. You've got a great following, you got a wonderful community, like you said, and I think, when everything starts aligning, I think you're going to see some crazy success. So keep it up, man, and just keep doing your thing. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that new Guinness World Record as well. Maybe in the next 2 years. You got to do it before you're 30. I'm turning
Yeah,
30 in 4
absolutely.
days, so
Oh
it's fucking
wow!
over
Happy
for me.
early birthday. There you
Thank you, thank
go.
you. See, I will actually be doing, inspired by those long streams. I'm actually going to be attempting a 30-hour stream for my 30th
Ooh, oh,
birthday.
perfect, perfect.
So
Well, I'll
I
stop
think
in for
yeah,
sure.
it's up to 30 hours. That's the thing. It's a little bit of a subathon kind of bait stream.
Okay,
So get it up there,
perfect.
not guaranteed. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll be starting that Friday morning. So
Awesome. That's
yeah.
prime time. Perfect.
Yeah, but
That's
I'm
awesome,
gonna
man.
take your advice. No caffeine until what you said, like 23, 24ish hours, maybe
That's right.
take
That's right, man. Ice cold water. Very much, very
okay,
beneficial.
cool. Well, thank you again for coming on. Guys, if you're still listening, I'm going to have all of Mr. No Sleep's links down in the description, as well as a Patreon, YouTube membership, and Spotify sub link where you can access exclusive episodes of the cast. And the settled cast was rescheduled, so we're going to get settled on this Thursday, right before the huge 30-hour stream the very following day. So check that out. Mr. No Sleep, any last words from you?
Now, just a big thank you to you, my man, and a big thank you to the old school RuneScape community, as always.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.